What is a patriot? A patriot is someone that loves Christ, country, and their family and neighbors. Someone who is willing to stand up for what's right. Although there may be a cost to them, someone who has overcome fear, because fear is of Satan, willing to go the extra mile to do and show what's right. The only reason I'm on YouTube is because of God. I feel it is my destiny, my duty to do and say the things God shows me, or else I'm no good to God at all. All patriots must stand up or risk losing God, country, and family. This is all of our destiny to do God's work. Thanks to all who watch my videos. But remember, it's not about us, but about our children, our country, our God. Thank you.
What's up, Brother Steve? Good to see you.
Aloha, Brother Ronnie. Good to see you. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Absolutely. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Look here, we got all these people in here. Hoot Owl. Hello, Hoot Owl. Samoan Watchman. Hello, David. Garrett. Hello,
Kiss
Garrett.
off. William Gramer.
Yeah, all these people in here, man. Sharon Mercer. Hello. Who's this guy, Steve Harlow? Do you know him?
Never heard of him. Next.
There's a
Sharon,
beautiful,
aloha.
the beautiful
And, you know,
kiss off.
since William is here, we're going to have to make sure that this is going to be a damn good show.
Yeah. I'm trying to say it like the what are the names? Twins? Hodge twins.
Hodge twins, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my brain just shuts off sometimes and refuses to work. But hey, it's working halfway.
Hey, the full Monty, aloha. You know what? I read this right after I already said it, so I'm going to have to do it a retake. So ready? Like, take two, cut, and go. This is going to be a damn good show.
I'm afraid to hit my table. I'm scared it'll collapse.
I know, right?
How you doing, Bonnie? Good to see you, brother.
I do that one time, boom, and then everything just follows. Oh,
That's what happened to me, I'm afraid. Not really kiss off. No, I ain't feeling worth a crap. But hey, I'm here.
Virginia, aloha.
Absolutely. Hello, Virginia Roots. Welcome.
Sunlight. Unspecified podcast. Aloha, brother. We were just talking about you.
Sure
We were just talking about you.
Good to see you, Landon. Welcome.
All good stuff, of course.
Except for those bad words we threw in.
Right. Yeah. We had to hit the bleep button a few times.
Yeah.
If you stick around for an hour, then we'll tell you what we were talking about.
That's right. Because we got a special request to make of somebody here in the next about 56 minutes.
Yep.
Maybe.
There you go. Ed Hen. Yeah, I like doing that. Drinking beer in the shower. That's fun.
Well, who'd I bring your bad self on down? I need somebody to take care of me. Don't seem like I can. I ain't doing a very good job over here lately anyway. Snark and Sass.
Snark and Sass. Aloha.
It's a good name.
Oh, wait, did I do it? Did I mistime it, Garrett? I'm supposed to say it's going to be a damn good show and then bang on the desk and then say yeah? Is that what you're saying? I can't do nothing right. Damn it.
I don't know. I hadn't watched enough of them to know. All I know is they say, "Yeah."
Yeah. I used to watch them all the time.
Monty says, "Have y'all been watching New York Prep today?" I hadn't. What's he doing,
No.
or what's he saying? I don't remember if it was New York Prepper or Canadian Prepper. Someone was telling me about the other night. Some of the stuff he was sharing, but no, I don't. I'm not even subscribed to him. So, welcome, Tan. Good to see you, girl. It's Tan Death. Oh yeah, they've been heating up though. So, I mean,
New York Prepper, is that he's got 66.7 thousand subscribers, that one?
is that all?
That's it, only 66,000. I don't know. His last live was 3 weeks ago, if that's the same one.
Well, come on, Hoot. Both y'all, maybe two of y'all together can take care of me really good and put me out of my misery. Or in more misery, one or the other.
Yeah. Two is better. To have two taking care of you is better than one.
I'll be hollering, "Hey, you do this. Hey, you do that. Bring me this. Bring me that."
Here it is. So it was a video he put out 45 minutes ago.
What about the Ukraine and everything? That's what
This
I'm
one
guessing.
is emergency alert: deadly virus outbreak in India. In India, Blinken, Ukraine can use ATACMs any way they want.
Nukes moved to bases and Doomsday plane took off from Nebraska Air Base and turned off its transponder over Topeka. Well, hey, that's been happening now for I don't even know how many months it's been happening. According to Monkey Works, uh, there's been a couple of Doomsday planes up at a time doing that same thing. One of them going overseas, and the other one up flying doing whatever. Send me to Missouri. Golly.
Speaking of doomsday, I was watching this thing earlier this morning about and this I never even thought of this. This is funny. You know, like the videos from whenever the 50s, 60s, but there's that video where they show if like they dropped the bomb and it shows the houses just getting like disintegrate, you know? How do they get that? Like, so the camera's fine, the camera doesn't move or it doesn't melt or disintegrate, but the house that it's recording 20 feet in front of it does. Like, and then there's one spot where there's like no car behind the house, and then in a split second there's a car there. It's just
that was a very good question. But you know what? I think an even better question is how did nuclear bombs go off in Nagasaki and wherever the heck else it went off at over in Japan, and no one died from radiation poisoning. They never moved out of any of those cities. So how did that happen?
Right. Yep. Well, here, we'll sum everything up real quick. For the past 80 years, everything the government has told you is a lie.
For darn sure. And then had a few things on that they've lied about that they didn't even know they was lying about because they'd already lied about them so much they'd forgotten about them. In other words, they can't keep up with their own lies.
Oh, here it is. I found it. Hold on 1 second. Pause. Okay, I'm going to share screen. This is short too, so it's less than a minute long.
Ah, crap. I'm sorry about that. I was going to go over here and make Virginia blue, and I forgot to turn the speaker off. So, but I had no problem with making Virginia blue. I just wasn't thinking about
it. Virginia is my sister from another mister. She was one of the awesome. Her and Monty were both there for my very first live stream.
Oh, really?
Helped me out huge.
You ready
Rescue
for
was
me to-
there, a bunch. Michelle was there.
Well, you got a big old giant send off, didn't you? Or
That was
kickoff,
good. I
everyone.
keep saying I want to go back and watch that because I don't think I've ever rewatched that first live I ever did.
All right. Thank you, Tyne. Appreciate that, girl. You ready for me to bring that up, Steve?
Yeah, it's only like a minute long. It's just a quick short or whatever, but
This is it. Well, so there's a yeah. Okay, so here's the question, right? So what happened? Okay, so this is great. Okay, you'll love this. So what happened to the camera?
You
Miniatures.
son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. What
How
happened to
is
the
that
camera?
happening yet the camera is like totally stable and fine?
Oh my god.
And by the way, in the film is fine. The radiation didn't cause any damage to the film.
Oh my god.
This looks like how you shoot
And
a
that, well,
movie
and by the way,
miniature,
okay, we'll do
like-
this one. We'll do the loop one more time here.
Mr.
Checking this is
Charlie,
real.
hello.
Car.
Does that look like a real car?
That's insane.
And look at the and look at the when the house
Charlie.
blows. Look at the wood. Does that look like those are full size like giant lumber beams as they go flying? Yeah.
That's
Is that-
hard to say.
Is that a house or is that like is that a 12 foot?
right. But
12
the
inch,
film didn't
scale
melt.
model?
It's a
What?
miniature.
Right, so,
That's
like,
what these
The
things are. They're
fucking
miniatures.
car.
Anyway, I don't know.
Yep.
Like I have no idea. Having said that, if that was fake, it was fake at Lookout Mountain.
What? So this-
But yeah, that's it. Just a quick. There's a whole Joe Rogan podcast about that, but that's just a quick clip of it.
Well, I guarantee they were miniatures. That's how they did it. But of course, even if it's miniatures, and if it's had radiation in it, lots of things would have happened, like the film that wouldn't have worked and all that kind of crap. Whatever they did, however they did it, they probably just put a firecracker in there and a big fan on, and because that was miniatures, is what it was.
Yep, exactly. It's. Oh yeah, unspecified. That's let me see. I just found it this morning, so I'm not sure. Or there's a different one. Yeah, I think that was like 5 years ago. Or no, this was 1 month ago.
What, for Joe Rogan?
Yeah, or that short was from a month ago. I don't know when the actual podcast was though.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, I do want to find the full podcast and actually watch that because it does seem interesting.
Well, like I said a while ago, if they would have bombed Nagasaki and the other cities they bombed with real atomic bombs, then that radiation would have lasted, would still be there. I mean, what does it last, about 1,000 years, whatever. But those people never moved out, and they would still be getting sick from radiation sickness, dying
Yep.
from it. But they didn't. So how does that work?
Yeah, exactly. How does that work? That's the
Just a bunch of crap. This is all, I mean, that's like you said a while ago. The government's been lying to us about everything forever, and they're not going to stop. I mean, as long as these crooks are in office, they're going to lie, cheat, steal, and then turn around and do it again. Propaganda,
a few
exactly,
people,
Landon.
a few people came in. Real Justine, aloha. Lady Smith, aloha. Silver Girl, Silver Girl.
Kind of sounds like Silver Bell. Silver Bell. It's Christmas time, but not with Silver Girl yet.
Ooh, give me 1 sec.
I was just about to ask you a very important question, but now I'll have to wait. Joe, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Joe Kerr. Been a while. Just got home. That's no excuse, Joe. You got to carry your phone with you so that you can be here at all times. Somebody doing
Okay.
counseling. I was just about to ask you, did you get to work a lot last week?
Oh yeah, I was definitely worked a lot. Kept busy. It's a good
Good deal.
week. It was Thursday. Well, Thursday I went to a job and I ended up having to go back Friday to finish because it was like no two plumbing jobs are the same. So when I looked at it in my head, I was like, yeah, it should take about this long. Da da da. Ends up taking more than twice as long. But really cool customer. So if I would say her name is Susan. So if you're out there listening or watching, aloha. Really, really cool customer. And she hooked me up too, actually. It's right here. Look at that. Sweet. She gave me this awesome bag. Undo it.
Is it full of money?
Yeah, I wish. But it's a pretty awesome bag. The inside is all like leather padded. And then 3 books.
Now, would that qualify as a purse?
Man purse, maybe. And that 1 book is
Oh,
actually all 3 are on the AK-47.
yeah.
So, and which I don't have that here because it's in my van, but like a little trench digger. It's got like the small handle and then the
Yeah.
shovel head with the real sharp, which is super cool because that was Friday. I finished that like Friday night. Yeah, because it was already dark. And then yesterday, the job I went on, I needed a trench digger. So isn't that weird how that worked out?
Would come in
Like,
handy then.
customer just gave me one yesterday, and then I used it the very next day.
Mr. Charlie, I hadn't been on Messenger, so I'll have to check that out. I guess after we get off the show here, unless it was something really good. But I don't know how to get stuff from Messenger to here. I wished I did because there's some pretty interesting things that people have sent me on Messenger that I can't figure out how you get from there to here.
My notifications are turned off for anything to do with Facebook, Messenger, Facebook.
Well, do you know how to get, like if somebody sends you a video from Messenger to here? I mean, I can't see any place where you click to do that.
There's not a way to get to Messenger on your computer? I'm asking because I don't know.
Darn if I know. I never tried it on the computer. I need more than millennial stat.
I just got a notification. Ronnie York is live.
Better late than never, huh?
They're only 19 minutes late, but it's Joe Kerr. Snooks. Aloha, Snooks.
Let me see if I can get this message from my phone to here. Let's see.
Oh, you know what? We have 37 likes combined, so that's not bad.
Let me see if I can send this to you, Steve, and maybe you can figure out how to do it. Got me to where you're at on there.
Let's see. Well, hold on. Charlie just sent it to me too, so let me see. That's on my phone now. Oh, here we go. This is what I can do. I can share the video. Oh no, then I can only share it through Facebook. Darn it! What if I want to send it to my email?
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't figure out a way to get it up to mine either, to my email or anything.
Let me try something.
Why don't you try something? SUMPN?
I want to try a little something. Open my Facebook on the computer. I hate going to Facebook, man. Because I get sucked in, and then 8 hours later,
Charlie says right click, copy, and paste. That'd be for you, Steve. Because all I ever did with paste was eat it, you know, or stick my fingers together with it. I'm just joking.
All right, here we go. So here's this.
Did you figure out a way to send it to email, or what? I'm asking questions while he's working, so it messed him up.
Here we go. Copy.
Oh,
Copy. And then I'll send it to your email. See if it works.
all right.
Send it to Ronnie, the 198-year-old wise man at yahoo.com.
That's right. Don't forget the 198-year-old. It's very important. Very, very important.
Okay, I just sent it.
Now let's see if the Pony Express is riding fast today or slow.
See how fast that thing cruises through space and time.
Well, if it's like something, there it is. Golly. Can't believe it.
Damn, that boy good.
Yeah, I'm kidding. You want me to show it or you want to show it?
You can show it. That's,
all right.
I haven't even watched it yet, so I don't even know what it is.
I hadn't either. I don't know what it is either. I had no idea. Well, it's about the moon resources is all I know. Resources on the moon.
Uh-oh, that almost got fired.
But I'll warn you of one thing here now before I go into this. If they've lied to us about everything, that means they lied to us about the moon, about being on the moon. I'm just saying.
The Earth is flat. The
That's
Earth
right.
is flat. I just heard a whole bunch of records scratch and stop, and everyone's, what did you just say?
Can you see it, Steve?
Yep.
All right.
There you go. That's good. Perfect.
I'll make sure the speakers.
It's hot after, and they get control of it. Man, we're all going. You think we've been buying stuff at Walmart? You're not going to believe when they get helium-3 back here and crank it up. They'll own the planet.
That's the energy source. What is helium-3 for the audience?
Okay, helium-3. This is a deformity isotope made by the heat of the sun at about 50 million degrees centigrade. That thing gets a third orbit called helium-3. All right, it's flung through the entire solar system courtesy of the solar wind, which moves almost at the speed of light. Well, here comes helium-3 coming to Earth, and it runs into our Van Allen radiation belts. Then there's 7 layers of atmosphere it's got to deal with, gravity, all that. And helium-3 doesn't really make it to the surface of the Earth, just a tiny trace amount. And what little trace amounts there is already been confiscated, sucked up by no other than the Pentagon nuclear defense system. Now, why would they want that? You'll see that in a minute. So somebody said, well, what's up on the moon? University of Wisconsin grabbed an armful load of moon rocks. We brought back about 1,200 pounds of them, scattered them all across the universities to do various research. And for some reason, the University of Wisconsin said, let's look for helium-3 in the moon rocks. So they heated the rocks up. Out came this gas.
Oh.
They cooled the gas down into a liquid, and they got liquefied helium-3, which...
Explain to the audience how valuable that ounce is on an energetic, like for energy.
If you would make pile rods out of it, feed it into conventional reactors, which is, we're talking about your tokamak reactors, your pile rods, your fusion fission, not what I've been working with is the electromagnetic fusion containment. That's an orange. You're over here with a couple of apples. But you feed that helium-3 in these apples, buddy, you're going to have a super apple. Because what will happen, that helium-3 will get in that chamber and burn. And it'll take the efficiency level which reactors at best, the very best you got, total efficient, like 61%. This thing will drive it into the high 90s. And then when you shut the reactor off, walk in with shirt sleeves, Geiger counter, and the Geiger says nothing.
Nothing.
No radiation.
That's how safe it is.
Clean thermal fusion and power. That little glass test tube of liquid helium-3, that's enough to run every nuclear reactor on this planet for about 10 years.
All clean energy.
All clean energy. And you'd be looking at the street value of about $2 trillion.
Right. Now, I have heard through the grapevine, that China's on the other side of the moon right now. I believe, in my own opinion, they are harvesting helium-3.
Let me tell you something about this whole story.
Okay.
I'm up to my eyeballs in this thing more than I want to be. First of all, let me tell you how smart China is. When we were working with upper stage cryogenic staging rockets, it took us 45 years to get it figured out. Soviet Union never did. If you ever know, they don't stage if they go up. One big booster. China, in 9 months, figured it out by themselves. Took us 45 years, 9 months. That's how smart they are. Now, with that in mind, you got somebody that smart. Where are they in their space program? They're gone. Past tense. They've already left. They've soft landed on the backside of the moon. And then, well, what are they doing back here? This is where I get embarrassed. I went to China one year, talked to a bunch of people, and they were very interested in helium-3. In America, nobody even heard of it. And what they're really interested in, wonder why, I develop a mining process. So I drew it all out on the blackboard. Everything.
Oh, no.
And what it is, you soft impact land a device on the moon about the size of an earth mover. You've seen that little kid thing running around scooping up dirt, changing the landscape. Well, you get one of them on the moon, and it's running around. It's picking up all the loose soil. There's so much helium-3 up there from the testing of the moon rocks, University of Wisconsin, we know this, that earth mover in about an hour is going to suck up all that it needs. And it's going to throw it into the hopper. It's going to turn the solar power panels to the sun. Pure sunlight out there. No atmosphere.
No atmosphere.
This thing will transfer that into electrical power to transducer. It's going to get so friggin' hot in there, you're not going to believe it. Gas is going to come rolling out of these rocks. They're going to capture it, pipe it over to the shadow side of the Earth conveyor. On the sunlight side, it's 250 degrees above zero.
To keep it cool, right?
Fahrenheit.
I got you.
250 degrees above Fahrenheit in the sun. On the shadow side, 200 below zero Fahrenheit. So you pump the gas over there, it turns into an instant liquid. Then you shoot the liquid into a container like a cylinder in a gun, fire that cylinder up to a mothership, load it in, do a slingshot effect, come off the moon. 3 days later, you're home. This canister comes in, parachutes come out, it lands on the land because it can take a bump, not humans on board. So it bumps, you pick it up, and you got 2,000 pounds of pure helium-3, and you'll rule the world.
Brilliant.
And that's what they're doing.
Oh, wrong one. Damn. Almost took us off there, Steve. Hit the wrong button there. Trying to anyway, but I saw what I was doing pretty quick. But hey, I would love to ask that guy, or really any scientist, one question about all this stuff. Now, if we have been to the moon, and if there is and this ain't got anything to do with flat Earth or anything. If we have been to the moon, or if any man has been to the moon, and if there is a Van Allen radiation belt, then how could we have possibly gotten through that Van Allen radiation belt to get to the moon? Because it would kill any kind of, life, dog, cat, human, or whatever, pretty quickly, from what they say. So I just have trouble believing that. I don't know if I guess machinery could make it there, but I mean I don't even know about that because, like you said a while ago, with the radiation on the camera and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't understand how that would work. Creek, what's up, Creek? Where'd he go? There he is.
Creek Squad. Mr. Bean. Aloha. Long time no see, Mr. Bean. Good to see you.
What's up, Kyle?
Niels. Aloha. Joe Kerr. Damn it. I did it again. I was supposed to call Joe Kerr back like, I don't know, 3 years ago. No, a couple days ago.
He's probably used to it by now.
I get busy and forget. Like I didn't get home from work till like 10 o'clock last night. It's like, and then with the time difference, by the time I get home, late for me. I mean, it's middle of the night for everybody else.
Now here's the name I love: make stupid people famous. Because if we do that, I'll be as famous, the most famous guy in the world.
Well, it's like that guy in that video we just watched said, he's like, that's how smart they are. And my question is that how smart they are or how dumb everyone else is? Carolina Country, aloha. Dakota Hayes.
Yes, hello, Dakota. Hello to all the good folks that come over from my channel and Steve's to watch. Appreciate all you guys. Each and every one of y'all. But I do wonder that about the moon, or about when they're talking about Mars or anything, just how could we get through? Now somebody's lying, that's all I'm saying. Because either there's not a Van Allen radiation belt, or either we ain't been to the moon. One or the other.
And if we had been to the moon, how come when it happened like kind of quick, and then since then we can't go back because they lost like all the plans and so we just all this far into the future since then, and we don't have the technology. We can do all this other shit, but we can't figure out how to get back to the moon, but we can go to Mars.
Exactly. Well, you'd think that all the computers and things they've got now would be able to, even if they did lose all the plans about how we got to the moon, you'd think all these supercomputers we got now would be able to figure it back out and say, here's how you did it, guys. Just do it like this.
Yep.
I mean, they made phone calls and everything.
I think we're so far into the future, we just don't know it. Like, this is all just a figment of our imagination. Like, it's just not them hiding stuff like that. It's, we're like 1,000 years advanced, and we just have no idea.
There's no doubt about that.
Like, the smartphone, the little computer in your hand that everybody has is like having a rotary phone. That's like how far ahead they are. We just don't know what it is.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Steve. I think we've been we're in the Matrix. It's what we're in.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
That's exactly what we're in, what we've been in for God only knows how long. Well, William, it depends on what it is, how long it is, and all that. Put it in the chat, and I'll just tell me how long it is and what it is, because I don't want to go to all that trouble and then not play it or be able to play it. I mean, if it's 5-10 minutes long, yeah.
Right. If it's an hour and 47 minutes, maybe next time.
Yeah. Then we just say, bang, yeah. Dang good
unless it's about how the Earth is flat, then we'll play it.
Yeah.
He says it's short. So. The real Justine, yeah, where's my dude? That's funny because I think I brought this up like a month or two ago, but a few months before that, I was watching this old video of like from the '60s and how the future was gonna look, and oh man, it was crazy. And there was flying cars, and it's like the Jetsons.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if we do have flying cars. I think we already got them basically because I think that's what these things that I mean, I used to watch them on YouTube all the time, but they look like this on a motor scooter, but standing up and just floating through the sky. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
kind of like a witch on a broom. This all right. Hello there.
Flying a jet ski around.
Well, let me see what this video that Williams got here is.
We have 55 likes combined, so that's pretty
Wonderful.
cool.
Wonderful, wonderful. Why not 60 though? That's what I'm asking.
And we got 45 people watching combined. That's pretty cool too.
That
So
is
yeah,
one. Damn, that was
yeah,
loud.
we need to get to 60.
We certainly do. All right. Let me pull this video and play it for William gets mad and chunks his wrench at me or something.
Right, wildlife like Flash Gordon. That's exactly what I thought of. They in the movie riding jet skis.
All right, it's a show. So go back over here, make full screen.
Not.
Wait,
What are you
oh.
doing? Not. Stop that.
I am not paying
How
my.
dare you?
I am not paying my tax
Mom.
money
Get
to
out.
support.
Get out of
this
this
type
classroom
of-
now. You
Like, why do you have this hanging?
That's your mom.
And why do you have this hanging up?
It's
Why?
Kids
part
to
of,
see?
Mom.
it's part of the students here.
No, it's not part of anything.
Mom.
That is uncalled for. We are paying you to teach history, and that's what you need to be teaching.
Excuse me, this is a public school, little lady.
You are
Get out.
excused.
This
You
is-
are.
Do you see
my-
what's on the
No,
side? in the
no,
ground
no.
and
This needs to
black?
go exactly where it is, in the garbage.
You need to go in the
No,
garbage. Get
I'm
out.
teaching my son to grow up to be a man,
Get
and
out.
I don't want you hanging no
All right.
flag,
I'm calling security.
hanging a flag up
I'm
for
calling
you to
security.
sit up there and teach them the type of stuff I'm trying to keep them away from.
I told you what would happen. I told you somebody up here gonna get mad.
You need to be teaching history.
33, please.
No, you need to be teaching
You need to
history.
shut up.
No,
and
get
get
out.
out.
Hey,
I'm not getting
don't
out
talk
of
to my mom
nowhere.
like that.
I'm not getting out
You
of
shut
nowhere.
up too.
Hey, no, you don't tell my son to
Your
shut
son's
up.
failing.
You talking to me.
Your
And
son
like,
is failing.
my son ain't failing.
Yeah.
He needs to be failing because you got a flag
Failing
hanging up
because of you.
over the United States of America. You need to.
Well, I guess that was all of it.
I had to give her a round of applause.
No kidding.
Good for her.
She was flat telling it like it was, wasn't she?
Yeah, Indy, aloha.
You
At
just
the
pulled
end,
it-
it's like, hey, don't talk to my mom like that. It's like, yeah. But that's what all parents need to do that still have children in public schools.
Sure do, and lay down the law.
Yeah.
So
She
what I
said it.
want to know is how
she pays them.
the then president get a crystal clear phone call from the lunar surface, and we still suffer dead zones and shit. Oh, and we're right here asking
Yep.
for a friend. Well, that friend be me, Salt, because I want to know that too. I mean, seriously. And I know I've heard all the stuff about, the ham radios and all, but still, that don't explain to me. I mean, you'd have to show me exactly how that works, even if it was a ham phone call. Because I guarantee you there are people out there that can come up with 1,000 reasons why a ham phone call won't work either. I'm not one of them because I'm not that good. I mean, I don't know anything about ham radios and everything, so. But I don't believe for a minute that they called Nixon from the moon. I mean, it was Nixon, I guess.
Did you see that video? Unspecified Podcast had it on his. Well, I was just listening, but I seen it too, so I knew what it was when he was playing it. But I think it was yesterday. Hold on, let me pull it up. This is a quick 30-second one.
Okay.
Present. Share the screen. Share the screen.
Share the stinking screen. There it is.
All right. Volume's
The
up.
man arrested at a Robert F. Kennedy event in yesterday. New video. Was taking Adrian Espero into custody at Wall Street Legal Theater. 44-year-old was booked on a felony gun charge and held on $35,000 bail. He was arrested yesterday afternoon, accused of pretending to be U.S. Marshal and claiming he was part of Kennedy's security team. Police say Espero didn't threaten or hurt anyone. Kennedy's father was assassinated at the old Ambassador Hotel in 1968, just a few miles away from that theater.
So yeah, dude dresses up, pretends to be whatever. Had a badge and everything. And Unspecified Podcast pointed this out. I think it was him. But they had him in cuffs, right? But he still had his firearm. Like, they didn't take his firearm. He was cuffed, but still, like, isn't the first thing you do if someone's armed and you're going to arrest them is you unarm them?
You would think so, yeah. I wasn't paying attention to if he had a gun or not. Play it again, so we can take a closer look.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a better one. That was just a short clip, but
William, you're leaving us already? Who's going to be here to announce the show? You got to hang around, William.
That was going to be a damn good show if
you ain't here to announce it.
It's just not right. Just not right.
It sure ain't. Well, go do what you got to do, William, and come back.
Here we go.
You got a veteran?
Yeah.
A veteran, I say a veteran. Not a veteran, but a veteran.
There we go.
I see the badge.
It's right to... Where'd it go? What the hell? All right, I know it was there. Dude, this ain't no Mandela effect shit either. I know it was there. It's right to the left of the badge, but under his shirt, which is really weird because I could have swore his shirt wasn't covering it when I seen it.
Well, I wonder if they were real cops.
Right? Why is it covered now? I swear, dude, this cannot be no Mandela effect.
Pull your shirt up, dude. Let's see that gun.
His shirt was not covering it. Wow, this is really freaking me out.
Tonight, newly released video of a man being arrested at a campaign event for presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
His mags
posting it
are
to
in his
TikTok
armpit.
after Kennedy's
His
speech
right
last
armpit.
night in Los Angeles. The
As
campaign
Eli
saying
said.
the man showed up door to the event carrying a
I
loaded
swear
pistol,
his
wearing what
firearm was
appeared to be a
showing
U.S.
yesterday in the
Marshal
video I
badge,
watched.
and asking to be taken to the candidate. The campaign alleging that security also found a backpack with another handgun, knives, and ammunition before calling police.
Tattoos on his arms, neck, and hands, wearing EMT shirt, holding a U.S. Marshal's badge, has a gun on a shoulder holster.
Oh, it's the guns
LA
in there
police
too.
telling us they arrested 44-year-old Adrian Aispuro,
Hey, just
who is
lifted his
accused
shirt
of
up
carrying
there.
a concealed weapon.
He said the guns in his shoulder holster. There it
This
is.
video posted to TikTok back in July. Police say Aispuro never drew his gun or threatened.
Yeah, so right. Well, those are his clips, right? Or his mags.
Well,
Magazines.
according to what that guy was saying, it was in his shoulder holster. I mean, I don't know. It looks like a shoulder holster to me. But I see what Kyle was saying too. I mean, you call him Eli, I call him Kyle. Same dude.
Right.
Anyone at Kennedy's event. The incident happening just miles from where Kennedy's father was shot and killed during his own presidential bid in 1968. 5 years earlier, JFK was shot to death in Dallas, the family's tragic history partly driving RFK Jr.'s request for Secret Service protection, a request the campaign says has been twice denied. Former Secret Service agent Evie Pampouris says those requests could now be worth another look.
In the decision-making process of whether or not he should get protection. My humble opinion, I think he should. You have enough factors here showing vulnerability, showing that there's danger to his life.
And Aaron, do we now know whether Kennedy will?
See, I heard too, I don't know how true this is, but any presidential candidate, because they're saying he's the first that was ever denied Secret Service or whatever, but I heard any presidential candidate can't have Secret Service protection until like 120 days before something along those lines. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I think they're supposed to qualify for, like in the primaries, but I don't know. Maybe the laws have changed, and maybe I'm wrong. Period on that. I don't know. But that's the way I thought it was.
Right? Yeah, I have no idea. So that's why a lot of times I don't even like say nothing because I don't want to like. Or that's why I always say I don't know because I don't want to spread
false information. Yeah.
Now be getting Secret Service detail.
Well, Jose, Kennedy's campaign said today that it now plans to make a third request for Secret Service. It's worth noting that most candidates don't get that protection at this point in the campaign cycle. And Jose, the suspect in this case, is being held on a $35,000 bail. Jose?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
I'm just wondering what he was planning on doing. Was he planning on trying to shoot him or what? I mean, wonder if they've gotten to that part yet.
Yeah, no kidding. Because I also heard something about they had a dog, sniffing dog or whatever for what was in his bag or something. So yeah, what was he planning on shooting him, blowing shit up? Like, what was his MO?
Beats hell out of me. But there are so many strange things going on nowadays, man. I'm here to tell you that you better be working hard. And I mean, have one ear on the TV, one on the radio, grow another couple of ears to go to Telegram, and about 4,000 eyeballs to watch all the, YouTube and Rumble and Telegram stations. I mean, it's impossible. I don't care how many guys you got working or whatever. You cannot keep up with it all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. Wildlife. Wildlife said it.
Protect. Yeah, within 120 days of the presidential election. Well, we're a long ways from that. So yeah, that would be in the primaries. Or, during the primaries. Whoever qualifies for the primary is what I'm trying to say should qualify for Secret Service protection. The way I understand it. Chrissy Cat, welcome, girl. Good to see you. Welcome, Chrissy.
Chrissy Cat. Chrissy Cat. Chrissy Cat.
Chrissy Cat, we love you. Have you heard that poem that she wrote that was read by Peanut?
I don't think so.
It's pretty damn good. Chris, if anybody's got that link, drop it in the chat. I'll play her again. I played it the other night. I'll play it again.
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Hello, Miss Karen.
now.
Welcome.
Karen Reese. Hello, Karen. There's a hopefully unspecified podcast is still here because in about 10 minutes, we're going to fill you in on what we were talking about you.
Sure are. Sure are. Are you still there, Landon? Oh, Landon.
But wait, there's more.
Did you hear did you see the new name that Ed had give Landon? It's Landon is Landon, or Landon coming in for a Landon. In other words, he's a pilot.
Landon.
Yeah, Landon, you want to come up and join us in the next, in about 10 minutes?
Yeah, second hour of the show, we try to bring up one guest. Would you be interested in being that guest?
If you would, we will definitely love to have you.
And speaking of Unspecified Podcast, I believe today is his birthday, and he will be having a show later today.
Tonight at 9:30. All right, thank you, Indy.
4:30 my time. Yep.
Thank you, Indy. I did get it.
Aloha, Michelle. Oh yes, and I did too. Thank you, Indy. I got one too, Ronnie. I wasn't left out. I feel special.
Well, see, if we can get him to come up here. He said yes, absolutely. So, did you see that?
Right.
Have you got his email? That's the question. If not,
no, I didn't get his email.
Well, we can send Indy the link, I guess, and she could send it to him.
There you go.
I reckon. I guess if I was a reckoning man, that's what I'd reckon. Make sure it's copied right, and then go to here.
Then what you gotta do is hit that button right there, and do it like that, and then just do this, and then hit that button, and then go over there like that, and then bam, just like that, and then you're done.
That's right. That's it.
See how that works?
Link for Landon. Watch out. Landon may be coming in for a landing here, so you got to be careful. All right. I sent it to you, Indy.
Where's he gonna land? He's already landing.
He carries his own airport with him, runway with him.
Well, we are at 60 likes combined.
Wonderful. We should have 60 apiece, though.
Hey, D. Libby. Aloha. Yes, that is very true, Ronnie. We should be 60 each.
So what's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Can't you guys go back and forth? Go to my channel and hit the like button, and go to Steve's channel and hit the like button, or vice versa.
How's it going to be a damn good show if there's less than 60 likes each?
That's right.
It's preposterous. Inconceivable.
Dakota says she liked both streams, so there you go. That's the way it should be done.
Dakota knows what's up.
Absolutely. Uh-oh, there's Chris's link. Let me grab that right quick and play that.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. Thanks, Joe Kerr. Joe Kerr's on top of it.
Let's see here now. Back here.
Thank you, D. Libby. See, D. Libby's going to hop over to yours and hit the like.
Thank you, D. Okay, is it showing over there, Steve?
Yep.
Wonderful. Here we go.
The following is a poem written by Chrissy Cat. She was kind enough to send this to me, and so I'm going to read it for you guys. Hope everyone enjoys this. It's entitled Stand Up. If it all goes down, where will we be found? Will we take our place in some gated off space? The word fear comes to mind as we live in these times. If you want to be free, just never bend the knee. Shall we flee to the mountains high where there are open skies, or hide behind our closed doors, waiting to hear the knock we abhor? Get your Bible and your gear, young and old. These days are for the strong and the bold. Remember those who died for you and for me, so that we all could be free. We are the many, and they are the few. United together, we will give them their due. We are warriors who can stand against their lies and their plans. The battles of the Bible were battles that were won with the hand of God upon them and Jesus Christ, his son. This battle is between evil and good. So stand up as you know you should. Evil prevails when we do nothing at all, and we have all seen the writing on the wall. Every day before you put on those shoes, ask the Lord to show you what you can do. He will never leave us or forsake us, is his promise to us. So take his hand and quit making such a fuss, for our squabbles over small things matters no more. For we are all on the precipice of war. Be careful not to let your heart turn to stone, for we have a better place waiting that we will all call home. Reach up to God every day, and he will reach down all the way. Put on the full armor he has given to us all, because without it, in this world, it is easy to fall. If God is for us, who can be against us? And then Chris Cass ended by saying, to all my brothers and sisters, love Chrissy. That was Stand Up, written by Chrissy Cat. Hope you guys all like that. God bless you all in Jesus' name.
Hey, you know what? It was good on several levels. I like the part I like about it the best, I think, or at least, tied with the other part, is that she's talking about God a lot in it, and myself, I just love that.
Yeah, that was good.
The whole poem's good, but I don't know, just whenever you incorporate God in something in a good way, then I don't know, it just kind of touches my heart. I'll put it like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Golly. I hope you're not 6'8". Who down?
No, I like in here, when it goes down the wrong tube.
I certainly
I
do.
Inhaled, and I was like, oh man, I hate when that happens because.
And as old as I am, Steve, I still do that a lot.
I can't actually, if I sleep on my back, that happens. So if I'm sleeping and I end up on my back somehow, I'll wake up because I'm coughing like that because I inhale my saliva or whatever.
Yeah, that's bad, brother, when you inhaled your own saliva. Yeah.
Damn, wildlife. Are you really 6'7", wildlife? Wow. That is tall.
That's what you call a big boy. And it's probably still growing.
Technically, I'm 6'2", but since I have awesome posture, I'm actually under 6'1".
Well, my posture ain't so good no more neither. So I'll just leave it at that. But I'm still a very handsome guy.
Yeah, because what are you again, Ronnie? You're tall.
Well, I'm like you. I was 6'2". But
I thought you were taller than that.
No, I was always 6'2".
Oh, you got a really big head. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Not in a. It sounds funny. You and your big head. No, he literally his head is larger than. Well, it's larger than mine. That's for sure because we got the same hat.
Yeah, Steve sent me a hat.
It fits all. It fits all except for Ronnie.
Well, it'll fit, but when I pull it down, it keeps going back up because it's too small. I had to squish it down, and then it just goes and I wind up like Icky Twerp that's sitting on top of my head. That's it.
Fits perfect on me. But yeah, I've had hats. I know what you're talking about. I've had if it was too small and it just
Yeah, it
So
just
you
goes
gotta
right back.
gotta let it rest on the top.
That's what. That's exactly what mine does. And like Chris said there, we start shrinking as we get older. We're all shrinky dinks. Absolutely.
Oh, we're on the 1 hour mark. Where is landing?
He hadn't landed yet. Landon, you can land anytime now.
Maybe he had to put clothes on. He's getting ready for
Here's Landon.
Hey.
Oh, what's up, brother? Aloha.
Asked him to land. He came right on in, landed, stuck it on the very first try.
Summoned them right in here.
We're scrambling. Scrambling for a landing.
How you guys doing today?
Well, I was
Landon,
right.
Tiff?
You were getting ready for your show, but then you had to put clothes on, right? Is that what it
Well,
was?
we had a lot going on. We're looking for something that we can't find, and yeah, we were getting ready, and so I had to scramble and put some clothes on. And
one thing we're going to have to do, Landon, before you land the next time, or when you do land the next time, you're going to have to send Steve and I your email.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to run Indy crazy.
I know it. Thank you, Indy.
Yeah, thank you, Indy. Well, I'll put mine in the chat right now because everybody knows it anyway. Takes me forever to type though, so.
I know.
Yeah, I put mine and oh, there you go. Just put both there as a private chat at the same time.
I didn't think about the private chat. That's what I'll do too.
Oh man.
Well, I didn't think about it, but I didn't.
So why are they hiding Kennedy Jr. there? I mean, it seems like he's being kept under wraps.
Where they hiding him at?
It just seems like he's a lot less publicized, or he's not talked about.
Oh, well,
yeah, they do.
The Democrats don't want him. That's what it is. I mean, I'm talking about the Nazi Bidens, which are most of them like that in office are, in my opinion. But that's the reason. But he's still got control of at least a third of them, from what I understand, of Democrats.
Well, it just seems like, I don't know. It seems like there should be some kind of, not that he should just get a whole bunch of special treatment because of his dad, but at the same time, there should be a modicum of, respect or honor for his dad that they give to him.
Oh, I thoroughly agree. I think just because of the truth he's telling, I mean, that should get him a lot of coverage right there. But again, that's why they don't want him on the news and everything, because he's as much poison in his own way as Trump is in his way to them.
Did you see D. Libby's comment? They did the same thing to Perot and Ron Paul.
Oh, they'll do anybody that they don't want to win. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, that was a good one Ed came up with.
Well, that's what it is.
Coming in for a landing.
Are you going to be spreading that around now, man?
Oh yeah. I really do want to be a pilot. I don't know if I can pull that off, but that'd be a next level.
Hey, I do good to pilot my car, man, especially an airplane or a helicopter or anything.
It was a buddy of mine's dream to be a pilot, and he got his pilot's license, and then he moved his whole family up to Alaska, and that's what he's doing now. He flies planes from, little puddle jumpers all over Alaska.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know in Alaska, there's a lot of work for pilots because they do a lot of, like you said, puddle jumpers or whatever they want to call it. It's
they call them bush pilots, don't they? bush or brush pilots. I don't remember exactly which one it is, one or the other. But whatever it is, that is one dangerous job up there now. I mean, they had to land on ice and, water, wherever they land.
I really like their planes, though.
Oh, yeah.
Their planes?
Yeah. Those little puddle jumpers, they've got those real thick, meaty tires for landing. It's like a little, like the tires are kind of like the suspension, like absorbs most of the impact.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, there's
not much of a flyer.
There's not enough money in this world to pay me to land where a lot of those guys have to land. On the water. I mean, it had got a lot of these places don't have hardly any area for them to land in, and when they do get landed, they don't have any room to take off. I mean, they have to get that thing in there in a hurry.
Yeah,
Watch them all the time.
Brother. Yeah, I had an old friend. This is hilarious to me because, he's an old friend. He's anyway, he wanted to be a pilot. He gets like motion sickness easy, but he wanted to be a pilot. I don't get it because he took me to Kauai for my 33rd birthday, I think it was, and we took the helicopter tour, and it was a helicopter with no doors, and it was bad. And I'm scared of heights, but I had an awesome time. And not even halfway through, he's like, "Oh, I'm starting to feel sick." It's like, but you want to be a pilot? How does that work? Like being in the air makes you sick. Maybe being a pilot isn't,
That's a little unsettling.
Sure is. Get a couple 1,000 feet in the air or whatever, and then he's got to start throwing up. Who's flying the plane while he's throwing up?
Exactly.
So, Landon, how old are you today, brother?
I was going to reveal that. I was going to do a whole thing on my stream where it's like, guess my age. But no, I mean, I'll tell you, I don't mind.
Okay.
I'll just say, look now, I don't like it. All right. Because it dates me. All right. 92.
92. All right.
Just a little over 100 years behind Ronnie.
Let's see, 106 years, I think, to be exact. So if I'm reading this right, you're born in 92.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, your age came out?
Yeah. Well, not totally. I didn't just say it.
Is everybody laughing?
Well, they should be, I guess.
Wow, you're 1 year older than my son.
Oh.
But in all fairness, I was 16 when my son was born.
I was gonna say you don't look like you've got a 30-year-old.
I was a kid having a kid.
Well, hey, I was 17 when my first one was born, so we're not far apart there.
Yeah, it's weird having a kid, having a kid when you're a kid, basically.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, so how long have you and Tiff been married?
Oh, going on 10 years.
Oh, right on. Awesome.
December will make 10 years.
Yeah.
Y'all got any youngins?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 2 youngins. They're awesome. There's like my son, he's 13.
He's getting big.
He's getting huge.
We've got a 9-year-old. She just made 9 a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Her birthday is 7 days from mine.
9 going on 16 though. Like that girl's got.
She's got it figured out.
Yeah.
She's like her grandma. Her grandma was a detective. She's sharp as a tack. I mean, you can't get nothing past her.
Don't you hate them kind of girls though, or kids in general?
That's like my daughter, but then my son, you can get everything past him.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yep. And
I can tell you his birthday surprise right in front of him.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like my son, you can say it directly to his face and be like, "Now listen closely," and then 2 seconds later, be like, "Huh? What?"
Did you say that? Yeah. Meanwhile, for Abby's
I was-
birthday, we were meeting with her very best friend who lives a couple hours away. And about an hour before we left the house, we were like, okay, now look, we got to go radio silent. Don't call. Only text if you need us, because if she sees your face, name, anything pop up on our phone, if she even sees us playing with the phone, she's going to assume somebody's coming to meet us. Because like, we do the, so I was like, this chick, she's just.
I ruined it. I blew it. I couldn't, apparently. I was like, when are they, and she's like, you said they.
Well, here's the thing. Girls, for some reason, and I never could figure out what this was, but I'm talking about in general now, seem to be smarter than guys. And not only that, but they mature quicker than guys. What's up with all that stuff? I mean,
they definitely do mature quicker.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can vouch for the matured quicker, but I must have missed the smarter branch.
No, the girls have a social intelligence. Like they're much better at communication and people and, I think that's what I think.
Because there's a baseline under acceptance, like there's only so far a woman can fall. Everybody's still kind of inherently, if you look like historically, chivalry and things like that, women didn't really have to do much. Like they had to do a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like as far as socially, they didn't have a lot to lose. Like they were going to, find a husband just because numbers were what they were, and women need, men need women to bear children. So, they didn't run a risk of like not continuing their gene because they weren't, socially inept enough. So it's kind of like when you can't fail, you have more confidence.
You brought up an interesting subject there, Tiff, about needing women to have kids. It's kind of funny, if you ask me anyway, that women are looked at how they are in these days and times, because women are the creators of mankind in general. I mean, if it wasn't for women, I mean, there could be a gazillion men here.
Good point.
But if it's just
I can't have babies.
Right.
Me either.
If you,
Well, it is 2023, so I guess I can now. Is that right? From what I hear.
If you dropped 50 women off and one man on an island for a year, you'd come back a year later and there'd potentially be 50 babies. If you dropped 50 men off, if you dropped 50 men off and one woman and came back in a year, you would have a baby and possibly 5 or 6 men left. I don't know.
Right.
She's got it figured out. I'm telling you. That's exactly right, though. I mean, guys, I mean, it's like God made us, with that extra giddy up and go to have as many babies as we can and just spread it around as much as we can,
Giddy up and go. That's what they call it, huh?
Well, that's a nice way of putting it.
Yes, that's a nice way of putting it.
I try to keep my show family friendly,
No, that was good. That was good.
But no, I mean, I'm serious. But my point in saying that is that women, in my opinion, don't get the respect that they deserve. And I know men are hard headed and brutal and all that, in a lot of cases, not all of it been stretched imagination, but women, for the most part, have been stepping back, for a lot of years. But now, the women are the ones stepping up to the plate, doing a lot of things that the guys won't, like going to town hall meetings, stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I think that's by design. I think there's a corporate structure, and I think that they're trying to fight that there's a modern day feminism, but what do you call they think that there's a pay gap, and they're trying to they're trying to make it to where essentially it's a lot easier to get a job, especially in the corporate world, if you're, you know, a woman
Pretty.
or yeah, you know.
I always look, when I was growing up, my mom had told me that yes, there's a pay gap. However, that's because, you know, up until this point in time, it was understood that the man was the provider of the home. And so when the man was going out and earning an income, he was earning for himself and to provide for his family. Whereas if a woman was going out and getting a job, it was considered extra income, not necessarily needed. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the primary at that time. Obviously, things have shifted, you know, whether by design or by nature, but that's how it was, and that's how it was explained to me. So, you know, nobody was upset in the past about pay gaps.
Well, hey, that's exactly the way it was in my day and time. I mean, my mom's and dad's day and time when I was just a little kid. I mean, my mom's work was just figured as, you know, extra income. It wasn't like we had to have it or starve to death. It was like, you know, it was but it was a whole lot easier with it. You know, so yeah,
my mom would sell Tupperware for extra money.
Yeah, remember Avon?
Avon.
Okay, well, I remember
Avon.
Y'all might not remember it as much.
The Avon lady.
Yeah.
My wife did that too for a while. She didn't make any money at it, so she finally quit.
Y'all remember the Mary Kay?
Oh yeah.
I only remember it because of the Cadillac, the pink Cadillac. You know what I'm talking about?
Everybody's going to get them a pink Cadillac.
A pink Cadillac.
My wife sold that too.
One time, while I was while I was very young, visiting my grandparents in Indiana, somebody came around selling encyclopedias, and I feel privileged that I got to witness that, because I don't know that anybody will believe me, like our kids' ages, you know.
And now you just Google.
That's right.
Right. I mean, I mean, even my son, even though he's the same age as you, but I tell him, they used to sell encyclopedias, and he'd be like, yeah, right. For real.
All the knowledge on these letters was contained in this much space.
If you need information, you need to find it.
Right.
Well, yeah, just go on the computer, right? No computer. You have to look it up. Yeah, go on the computer, look it up. No computers.
You talk to the kids now, use the Dewey Decimal System. Oh yeah, Dew. I know Dew, man. Dew is all, I believe that. Trust me, you know.
You know what's funny about that is we bought our kids a whole Encyclopedia Britannica thing. I mean, the shelf was, I don't know how high it was now, but there was at least 2 big rows of, thick books all the way up. And I don't think they ever even opened a book.
Ugh, disgusting.
It is. I still feel like killing them for that. But they all got passing grades in school, so I wasn't going to gripe about not looking at the Encyclopedia Britannica or whatever it was called. As long as they were getting good grades. One thing I can never figure out is how my son got good grades, though, because he never brought home a book. He never studied at home. He never asked questions about anything. And he always got A's and B's. I wondered about that. And so one day, a long time after he got out of school, I asked him about it. And he said, I was getting the pretty girls in my class to do it for me. Do his homework for me.
See? And I was almost going to stick up for him and be like, he has a photographic memory, and he just didn't want to.
I was going to be like, that's a man who hears, doesn't just
paying attention.
Right. He doesn't just hear sounds. He listens to what's being said and retains it. You should tell his wife you're welcome, but never mind. Don't tell her that story. She'll get mad.
Oh, I'll tell you, there's some. How old is your son again?
13.
13. So he's already in the 9th grade then, right?
Yeah. Well, no, he's in the 8th grade. He'll be in the 9th grade next year.
Yeah, we don't do public schools.
Oh, that's right. I remember y'all saying
that's good, though. Good for you.
It sure is. Yeah. It's wonderful.
He technically, you're not wrong age-wise, Ronnie. He should be in the 9th grade, but when 2020 happened, we pulled him out in the middle of the school year, and it took me a while to get the hang of stuff, so we ended up repeating that year.
Oh, I could imagine. I've heard, like, yeah, God bless you guys, because I couldn't do that. If I had to homeschool, I'd be like, man, I'm
It's
screwed.
nowhere near as bad as it seems. The first curriculum we did was a little rough. But the Abeka that we've used, I mean, like, it's not like it was when I was growing up where the mom was like actually teaching, and they have courses like that. But a lot of them, you know, you can do partial where it's partially guided, partially video. You can do full video. And then of course, like you can supplement with your own things. So like for us, you know, farm chores and farm life, those are things that they're learning. It's a skill.
Horticulture, or you know, gardening, or archery, or you know, you can add stuff. You know, that's stuff you can do in the backyard. You know, with not much space. That's you know.
Yeah, I don't know if they still teach it in school or not, but I know when my kids were going, they had ag and homemaking, and guys could go into homemaking. I guess girls could go into ag too if they wanted to. I never heard of any girls going into ag, but my son messed around and wound up in home economics. You know,
Home
cooking
ec,
and
yeah,
all,
that's what I was calling it.
cooking and everything.
Yeah.
He only did that so he could be in there with pretty girls again. So I mean, you know, he wasn't totally dumb.
He had his priorities straight.
That's right.
I knew a girl that took mechanics class for the opposite reason. She just liked being around the boys, but joke's on her because you know, now she knows how to change a tire and air oil and all that.
Well, that's good though. I mean, crap, you know.
Yeah, that's.
Yep.
I can't tell you the times that I've got called back in the past, you know, while my wife's still alive and my girls were at home. Dad, can you come and fix a flat tire? And it'd be 10, 15, 20 miles away. Because they didn't, I don't even know if they were strong enough to bust the lug nuts loose on the wheel or not. Probably not. You know, that gigantic cheater bar, even if they knew how, which they didn't. So I'd have to be going out changing tires, not all the time, but too many times. But I tell you,
I never made it past 9th grade, so
I was
I hated
homeschooled too. Due to family issues, I think I made it to the 7th grade, and then because you know, so somehow or another, just to give you because technically the schools wouldn't take me back, so I'd moved to my dad's in Mississippi, and things didn't work out. And you know, I was acting out and all this because there was so much bull crap going on. And I go back to my mom's house in Louisiana, and Louisiana has a little bit higher standards than Mississippi does as far as education goes. And like basically, they didn't acknowledge the Mississippi school credits and stuff like that. And so basically, all the schools denied me. So they no school. We looked even 30 minutes, an hour away to try and find a school. And our only last option was homeschool, and so I homeschooled.
Never looked back.
Yep, they homeschooled.
Well, you know what? I went to the 7th grade, and I didn't even want to go that far. Believe me, if I could have figured a way to get out of school before, I just wanted to get out and go to work. That's what I wanted to do because I wanted my own money, my own stuff, and along about this time, for whatever reason, it was taking both my mom and dad's salaries. They both worked. And, I mean, we were barely scraping by as a family. So, I mean, I was just ready to get out and go to work, do my own thing. And so 7th grade, I was gone from school. And I can't say that I regretted it a bit. I mean, I had in my life, I was, my working life, I was a framing carpenter. I was the contractor. I built new homes, made really good money. And anybody, I mean, you could be a mechanic or a plumber or a carpenter, whatever,
Yeah, I'll pick plumber. Oh wait, I already did.
or a farmer, man. That's what I was saying the other night. I wish I would have became a farmer. That's what I really wish I would have done. Had me a big old farm. Wouldn't even have been big.
Yeah.
Just a farm. How big is y'all's farm?
It ain't big.
An acre. It ain't much.
Just
It's a
under
micro.
just under an acre. It's a micro farm. It's a mini.
Yeah, still just under an acre is still pretty. I mean, to me, that's a lot.
Well, at least you got plenty of room to plant a garden and stuff. I mean,
Yeah. We have a small cottage-like home, so we really get a lot of our acre, like most of our acre. And the back 40, as you call it down here, that's for the chickens. They get all that, and then we got 49 chickens.
Yeah, our house
6
is
goats,
teeny. It's teeny.
4 dogs, a cat,
Oh my gosh, we have too many
49
animals.
chickens?
We have a pet snapping turtle.
and a snapping turtle.
And we have a pool pond. It was a failed pool that is now a pond.
Right, for that, like the sustainable, where we're working towards that whole, the water feeds the plants, feeds the the poop feeds the plants, feeds where it all cycles into each other.
Yep. We've got some fish in there.
Yeah, and so there's fish and turtles in there right now. We're just a redneck mess.
Oh yeah, it's just
Hey, at least
redneck
it didn't go to
wonderland.
waste. A failed pool, but a working pond. That's right.
Snapping turtles are very interesting to watch. If you can get past their initial ugliness, they're really delightful.
Yeah, we named our kids named ours Bowser.
Yes.
Well, I grew up on a farm for the first. I don't remember if I was 11 or 12 when we moved away from the farm. One or the other. And I'll tell you what, I was fed up to hear with the farm at that time. All the chores and everything. I just didn't. I didn't want to do it anymore. But looking back, man, I would love to went ahead and been a farmer. But too late now. I can dream. That's about it.
That's our son right now. He loves the farm, and he's just like, please, these goats are driving me nuts. He's like, can we please swap them for sheep? I want sheep.
He wants sheep. And if I'd have known, apparently sheep are more obedient. These goats, y'all don't. I mean, look, okay.
You got to mind their own. Right?
They're stubborn, man, and they feel no pain. So it's not like you can give them a spanking and if you try and force them to go where you want them to go, like you grab a hold of them and start pulling them or something, they'll just start screaming like you're murdering them. Ah! Ah! I mean,
they can be loud too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Adorable though.
But I love my goats, but at the same time, man, they are a pain.
And
I was watching a show here a while back. I don't remember. I might have, probably on YouTube, but this guy he built a pen, for his goats. I take it back. He enclosed his shed. He put a fence around his shed so that they couldn't get in that fence, and get into his shed. These goats ate through the fence somehow, and then got the door open on the shed and went in there and ate up all the feed and whatever else they wanted to eat.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah, they really are.
That's the way they're terrible.
Y'all know
If they
Craig
want
the
something,
Hunter?
they're gonna get it.
I thought it was funny though, man. You're a goat is that smart? Dang, we need to start sending them to college, And well, no, we don't do that because they did wind up on the wrong side of everything too.
It's more like it's not smart. It's like a backwards, it's like a stupid determination, like a very powerful, dumb determination.
That's right.
Like nothing's going to stop them. If they want what's in that, they would look, and they know how to use them hooves or them their little horns. They'll use their horns and they'll eat just about anything. So you do have to, luckily, if it's a wood fence, they'll start chewing at it.
That's right.
And they're foragers. So, I mean,
They're the worst. Our friend, y'all probably know him, Craig the Hunter.
Oh yeah, Craig. Yeah.
The Hunter. Well, as fate would have it, I'm actually going to tell this story. I'll leave out certain parts because I don't know how much they want to be divulged. But as fate would have it, Landon and Craig somehow one saw the other one's channel about almost 2 years ago, and kind of started going over and leaving comments, hey, how's it going, and they had come to find out that, oh, I don't know if we live directly next to each other, but we must live in the same general region of the United States. Well, as it turned out, I had a medical incident happen and had to have some referrals, and one way or another I met his wife, and I didn't know it was his wife, and like, this is in real life, and so we got to talking, chit chatting, and she was like, what's your husband do? And I told her, and I said, what's your husband do? And she's like, oh, my husband does the same thing. She's like, that's so crazy. And I was like, no way. And what's their channel name? And oh, come to find out, they had already hooked up and been talking. We're like, no way, that is so insane. But anyway, that was just my crazy story. But the point of it was, we were talking, him and his wife and I were talking one day, and they have goats. And she was like, no, they're the worst. You're not going to want goats. They get out all the time. I hate them. I love them, but I hate them. And I was like, no, you just don't understand them like I will.
Are you talking about Craig's wife?
Yeah, she
Okay,
gave us the warning. We should have heeded the warning.
That's right. Anita farting house.
Yeah.
Yep, Anita farting house.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you something right now. Craig might be as bad to have around as goats. I'm not sure, But one thing he'll do is keep you laughing.
That's right.
That's right.
He can demolish some shit too, so you gotta watch out for Craig.
Well, let me tell you, Anita is pretty funny herself. I think that had Anita and I not met under the circumstances we met under, we could have just painted the town red. Would have been a good time.
Painted red and left it that way, huh?
That's right.
Hey, the cat.
What's up, the cat? Good to see you.
Cat.
Yeah, no, Craig and Anita, I love them. They're awesome people.
Absolutely. I'm hoping we
they
can
are.
go hunt. Well, I say we because we're one, but I don't have an interest in going. I'll stay at home in the AC and make bread, but I hope you can go hunting.
Me and Craig are trying to go hunting together. We don't live at 20 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're really close.
No shit, that close. Wow. That's awesome.
And we ought to have hung out by now, but we just haven't with work.
I don't know why I was thinking this, but I was thinking that for some reason y'all were up around Idaho or Oregon or something. Why? I
Man,
thought
that'd be
was.
amazing. That'd be amazing.
Not with the
Well, I'm gonna say the reason you guys haven't hung out yet is it's Craig's fault. We've tried to get him to come up here for the second hour, and he's just always too busy, too good, too good for us. Got too much stuff going on. I'm kidding, Craig. If you're listening, I love you.
We love you, Craig.
He was in my chat. He says he's there every night, and he may be, lurking. I told him I said, well, would it hurt you? I didn't put exactly like this, something like this. I said, well, you could at least put something in the chat so I know you're there,
Lurking.
Yeah, I'm bad about lurking too.
Lurker's gonna lurk.
That's right.
I do. I have to lurk a lot of times because if I'm working and I just put my earbuds in while I'm working,
Yeah.
like so I'm listening, but I'm technically lurking. But then
Lurking
once I
in
say
love.
something, and someone says hi, then I feel obligated to say hi, and then now I'm not working anymore. I'm just on my phone. And the customer's like, "Am I paying you to work or be on your phone?"
That's true. Angelette 29 said that they would always get their head stuck in the fence.
Wait, who?
Angelette, the goats.
Oh, I'm like, Angelette got her head stuck in the
No,
fence
no,
a lot.
no.
I'm sorry.
The goats.
Yeah.
Some
How the hell would you do
people
that?
learn. Some people learn a lesson right away. Others takes a few times. God loves us all. It's all good.
No, them goats are bad though.
Well, Landon, Joe's telling you if you're anywhere close to Tennessee, you can come hunt on his land.
Get
I think it says got 100 acres.
Oh,
Whoa.
moly.
That's
Yes, indeed.
lovely.
Grab my Mosin the Gant and grab the boy. We drive up there. We're not too far from Tennessee.
The older I get, the more Waterworld seems like a better option.
Waterworld, like
Yeah, because if you think about it, right, like it's just hard for me because I think about land and I'm like, man, I want to go own 100 acres somewhere, and then I'm like, well, do I? Do I? Because I mean, like, you know, the government's going to know if you own 100 acres. They're going to want to know what you're doing with your 100 acres.
But
Lord
can
help
they-
you if you're planting anything or harvesting anything or growing anything on your 100 acres. I think Landon had the right idea because he was trying to tell me about this the other day. Just get you 5 acres nestled in the middle of like 100 acres that nobody's doing with. That way you don't have to do the maintenance. You can keep a low satellite signature.
I'm not trying to change the subject or anything, but Landon, I see you got several guitars back there, and the reason I'm saying is because Elvis just came into the chat.
I was just gonna say,
he calls himself Mr. B, but it's actually Elvis. But do you play those guitars?
I do play those guitars.
Great. Well,
oh,
Mr.
no
B,
kidding.
Steve. Well, first of all, I think Steve. Are you still doing karaoke, Steve?
No, I am, but I'm taking a break. So it's been a couple weeks, but
I knew I hadn't seen you on. I was. Well,
yeah, I'm taking a little break because work started picking up, and I can't commit to weekdays anymore. So I just got to figure out what day I'm going to do it, and because plus I do 6 hours every time. 6 hours is
It's a butt
it
kicker, to
wears
say the
on me.
least. Well, what I was going to say is that Mr. B, he don't do it all the time, but he does, karaoke, just whatever, a lot of times. And he's a good guy. So,
Yeah, great guy.
Have to head over there and do some picking.
There you go. That's exactly right.
Yeah. He's actually a drummer though, but he does play the guitar.
And he sings. I sang, but he sings.
Oh, he can definitely sing. Definitely sing.
Some play and some pick,
Yep, that's right. What is a shame though, and I know that I know what Steve and Mr. B are going to say, that they're going to tell everybody that I can actually sing, but no, I don't sing. I sing, which is totally different from singing. But I still do it.
No, he's got that perfect voice for for like older country music or that style.
Oh, I could see that. I could definitely.
It's just natural. It's like Johnny Cash.
That's right.
Hence the name Ronnie Cash.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
I'm not like delayed in any sense that I know of mentally, but sometimes things like chat names or license plates, what they're saying, go over my head. I just don't get how people come up with those concoctions of words, but it's really fun.
You ain't the only one, believe me.
Because well, this was like 10 years ago. I'm sure it's still the same, but Illinois and Hawaii are the two states that have the most personalized license plates compared to anywhere else in America.
Right.
And I know it's true here because I see all day long, every day, and it's like a little game I play with by myself when I'm driving. I'm like trying to figure out
right. What does it say?
Plate. And then when I finally figured out, I'm like, oh, that's pretty good.
Right.
Hello, Carl. Let us not seen you there, brother.
You only get
Carl.
6 letters on your plate here. Michigan is 7. Some states are 7, some are 6, but here it's only 6, so it makes it harder because it's like.
Now, see,
some of them, it's like a whole sentence, but they put it into 6 letters once you figure out what it is.
Here's what I'm telling y'all about Steve and Mr. B. They're going to say that crap. You know what? It took me forever to work up the nerve to do karaoke. I'll never forget the first show that Steve done on it. And I couldn't get the nerve up with the first, hour or two that we were on. But I think, if I remember right, Steve sang first. And then I
think
tried
so.
to. But man. But it was
think
fun.
about it though. Think of the first time, and then think of the very last time, and how far you've come, and because it's all about that nervousness part, and just doing it, not caring, and then you sound so much like you're actually good.
Man, me and Tiff, we tried to do karaoke for the first time together, and I'm talking about like live on stream, and I think it was on Indie Stream. I don't know if it was a celebration. It was something.
It was an awesome song. I don't remember what it was, but I was like really pouring my heart out.
It was
Zero
a
audio.
song that we loved, but the audio didn't go through, so we were nervous for a good reason.
Yeah, so we were just singing our hearts out, no audio.
It was terrible.
So everybody heard us. They just didn't hear the music in the background.
Oh, it was terrible.
Like winding cats.
Well, hey, it sometimes though it's better like that.
Acapella.
Yeah.
It's happened a few times.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's better for the people that go after us. I mean,
that's happened a few times where the audio didn't go through, but I didn't realize that they wanted audio. I thought they were doing a cappella.
Right.
And then it sounded good, so I just let it go. And then they're like, "What? You didn't hear no music?" I'm like, "No, I didn't know there was supposed to be music." It's like, oh man.
I think Big Chap was in on that one, and I think he came and sang something without music to and he did a much better job at it. So I think that saved us a little bit of embarrassment.
Chap's very good, no doubt about it.
Chap at acapella, he's really good at acapella. Yeah.
Landon's uncle is certified in not an acapella group, a quartet.
I'll be right back, guys. I got to make a run.
Or a quartet, like with like a group of men, 4 men, I believe.
Yeah.
And like old timey singing. It's awesome.
Yeah. No instruments.
I don't mean to be gross, but Ronnie leaving urgently like that made me think of this one video I saw a little bit ago on TikTok that I haven't gotten to tell you about. It's a video of somebody like looking, they're walking along a plane. And they said that this particular plane had to make an emergency landing and is out of commission at the moment until it can be properly cleaned because a passenger had explosive diarrhea all the way down the aisle. And like they had blue tarp all the way down the aisle. And I'm like, can you imagine being stuck 50,000 feet in the air or however high you guys say you are? Can you imagine being stuck in the air with that even if they make an emergency landing, it's not emergency enough.
I know. I heard about that story too. And yeah, it's like, because even just an emergency landing is still just a regular landing because it's just, we're stopping on it takes forever. It's like, all right, we're getting ready to land, and then 40 minutes later, you're finally.
Yeah. And then
but then add that to the situation.
Right. And then add the fact that even your exit, even your glorious removal from this situation means you have to walk down an aisle of crap. You know? Like, there's some metaphors in there. I know it. I just haven't found them yet because I keep laughing.
See you later, Chrissy. Good night.
Much love, Chrissy Cat.
Love the poem.
Yeah, that was great. That's awesome.
Powerful.
Ed was like, I was laughing so hard, Ed. That was hilarious. So before I had divulged what happened, Ed said, I can't. Raw poop sounds coming from Ronnie.
Well, that would have been a quick one, Ed. I'm telling you.
I'm sorry. That's so funny. Okay.
And I wouldn't want landing on that airport had been greased up though. So
it's like an oil slick.
Yeah. Big
I felt for the dude though, because like looking at it, it was pretty solid. That whole aisle, like I can't imagine the state you have to be in. Like he was wearing pants, right? Because I don't know the way that this airplane looked.
It's like those visuals. Those visuals are going through my head, and I'm like, how is it? What?
Right.
How does it work? Like, how does it have to play out?
Because the amount that's on the carpet, like if it's coming down the pant, like that's a lot. I'm concerned. I don't know how you had enough to make it all the way to the bathroom. Is that patient zero for the zombie outbreak? I don't know. Stay tuned.
I don't know what y'all are talking about, so I'm just kind of sitting here drawing my own pictures in my mind.
Okay, Ronnie, when you left kind of rapidly, I said, "Hey, Ronnie leaving so urgently reminded me of this TikTok video I saw where this plane had to make an emergency landing because a passenger had explosive diarrhea and they couldn't hold it and they shat all the way down the aisle."
Uh-huh.
And so that's just where you came in.
Well, mine's at the other end. So, but I was in that same situation. It was a have to go circumstance.
Oh, did you see what Mr. B? Yeah, there you go. Love to have the guitar hanging on the Pulp Fiction sign to play some old Delta blues. That is a nice guitar on that Pulp Fiction one, the middle one.
That is the same guitar Oliver Anthony uses.
I was just gonna say it looks similar to the Oliver Anthony.
It
Not
does.
exactly the same finish, but it's the same name brand.
So what is the thing in the middle? Does that give it a different sound? That's when I seen this. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it kind of blends. It's probably not in tune, but it gives it a.
You can kind of hear the
It gives like a really
reverberation.
A pan sound, like kind of like a banjo.
Yeah.
It's kind of panny.
Hello, Colin. Welcome. Well, it's also got those where the holes are cut in it at. It looks kind of like a fiddle. You know, I mean, it gives it that look. You know, where the sound, I guess I don't know what you call those holes or.
Oh, the two things on each side of the string.
Yeah, those are called F holes.
Okay.
F hole, F you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a resonator. Technically, that's what they call it.
Ed's comment deserves to be saying, "Shot through the fart, and you're to blame, darling. You gave my pants a bad stain." There you go. That was excellent, Ed. I appreciate good parodies. I'm a little embarrassed, but it's not because of you.
Ed's got a bunch of good ones with songs like that. Ed's got a whole bunch of good ones.
He does that. Ed can come up with more stuff.
Not to be confused with a-holes.
F-holes. A-holes.
Yeah.
Which was our previous topic.
I don't know. Was anybody looking for Mr. B's link? Who would want to subscribe to that guy? I would.
This is a different Mr. B though, Joe.
Oh, is it?
Yes, I just went to it. It's a different, not the Mr. B we know.
I thought there was only one Mr. B. I guess I know better now.
Let's see if I can.
Well, Landon, do we have to bring our own drinks tonight, or are you buying?
I wish I could buy them.
Soon, technology will. Maybe you can have like a coffee machine next to your computer, and if somebody donates a super espresso, you know?
That would be nice. Just reach over to the edge of the computer and have it. I'm surprised it ain't already like that, to be honest with you. And it probably is, you know, if we're as advanced as what we think the government actually is, or what I think it is anyway. And by the way, Landon, what do y'all, Tiff, think about what we were talking about a while ago about the nuclear bombs, atom bombs and things, about the radiation stuff? How do y'all stand on that?
I saw way back, this probably 10 years ago, I saw on YouTube a guy further back than that. It could have been in the 60s, 70s, 80s. A guy would go around doing a presentation with radioactive material. He would bite it and like eat it, and He claimed that he would swim in the cooling pools for the reactors and stuff like that. So I saw a guy who was saying that it's like a fear tactic, somewhat.
Yeah, I know exactly the video you're talking about.
Yeah,
And I think it's still on YouTube.
I am not educated enough on it. However, I suffice to say I'm more than open-minded to hear, because I have seen videos of Chernobyl and things like that where there's life flourishing. So I'm definitely open-minded to hear, arguments for why people would think that it's not.
Well, those what we was showing a while ago, or what Steve was showing there on the houses, that supposedly blew up. Those were miniatures, is what they were.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. With my limited education, that
Oh, right.
those little videos that are like famous,
Right. Then the desert, the fallout.
Yeah. Those little houses.
Yeah, like we was talking, if it would have been if they had radiation in them, then how does Nagasaki and Hiroshima and all them, how are they still existing? How did they live? I mean, they ain't never moved out of them towns. They've been there all along. They're still there. So, how come they didn't die off? Hello, Cheryl Rich. Welcome, girl. Good to see you. Is there a link for tonight's live? I guess she's asking you, Landon.
Oh,
yeah. I was trying to figure out what that meant too. Yeah, I guess if just put them in one of the chats and I'll put it in the other.
Steve, did I tell you what these two guys, Landon and Tiffany, pulled on me the other night?
Uh-oh.
Been 3 or 4 or 5 nights ago, whatever. I mean, to tell you, we're just sitting there just rocking along, just the boat was going real smooth down the river, Next thing I know, here somebody said, "Love raid." Now, I'd never seen this person before, and in the chat, so I didn't know if they were just joking or what, But then just, all kinds of people started coming in, but they were coming in from Landon's and Tiff's channel. I guess y'all sent them. But I mean, that was one of the greatest nights I ever had on you. I think it was the greatest night I ever had on YouTube.
Oh.
No, it is. Love raids are awesome, man. When you got like 15, 20, 25 people in your chat, and then all of a sudden you're at like 70. It's like, what? Huh? What just happened?
What's going
on?
Well, I wound up with 59 likes that night. And I know I've been in the 50s before, but I don't think I ever had 59 likes before. Not that I can remember.
Well,
but that night I did. And, I mean, they was great.
We're at 92 combined right now.
That's right.
Wonderful. I still say we should have 92 apiece, though. What's wrong?
I was gonna say, just wait, Ronnie, because if you come up on panel tonight, and you know what I mean, that's.
You guys, everybody needs to share these URLs out.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. But, with mine, I'm sorry, Tiff. With mine, I take all of mine down. I won't take this one down because I don't think there's anything dangerous in it. But most of them I do, and so it's awfully hard to grow. Because no one can, and most people don't want to go over to Rumble. That's where mine are at. That's where I say, man.
It's heartbreaking, and thank goodness you do have a Rumble, and y'all need to go subscribe to Ronnie's Rumble.
That's right.
And I'll try to get a link for it, but because man, I would go back. The stuff that you've been playing is like.
Yep.
It's rock solid, man.
Yep.
It's some good stuff.
Yeah, like the videos, like we'll just be doing stuff, working or whatever, and even our oldest Wyatt, he'll come in and he's like, "Whoa, I didn't know that."
He doesn't see everything.
He doesn't see everything, right? But we do have honest conversations with it's age appropriate, so he knows, he knows a little bit more than what she does and all that, but
yeah. Well, the way I look at it is everybody don't even though a lot of the videos I show are old, it's more educational than anything else. I mean, you got to catch up with what's happened in the past before you can even think about understanding what's going on today.
Because here's the thing, like parents think nothing of doing a fire drill with their kid, right, at the schools. I'll even say parents at home. I never did fire drills at home because it was just me and my dad. So it was like, go outside, boom, done. But when you have, multiple people and you need to see, who's wearing this, that, it totally makes sense. But just like any emergency drill, when you're having these conversations with your kids of, okay, if this happens, go here, do this, if this, then this. Well, as the world turns, those conversations have to evolve too, because now you have to say, okay, if an emergency happens, you need to be paying attention because, there are people that say, that not great people come around. You just need to be aware of what's going on and not just trust anybody and not just get into a car with anybody because it's an emergency and you believe that they're taking care of you. But that was something we weren't told as kids growing up. When we were kids, it was like, hey, if something big happened, literally any other person you see is your friend. But that's not always the truth.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
you gotta have that self-awareness and.
Because we definitely told our kids not to get in cars with strangers. As a matter of fact, my son at this time was probably about 7 years old, and he's walking home. Their school was only about 3 blocks from the house, so he was walking home from school one day, and my wife's brother, my brother-in-law, they both knew each other real well. My brother-in-law stops and asks him if he wants to ride home. He says, "No, Mom and Dad told me not to ride with strangers." He said, "I'm not a stranger." He wouldn't ride with him. So, that one little talk we had with him, at least it stuck with my son. I guess it is my girls. I never said anything one way or the other. We were both at work, so we couldn't, we weren't there when they got home from school.
That's one thing boys are good. I can, my son's like that too.
Yep.
Where my daughter might bend the rules a little bit. My son, if I say, hey, this is important, that this isn't just some thing that we mess around with or joke about. If he understands that I'm serious and I say, don't do this, he's strong to it. He won't do it.
He'll tell me no. I'll go to do it. And he's like, Mom, Dad said you're not allowed to do that. And I said, I don't care. And he's like, Mom, Dad said you're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, boy.
Dad said he wasn't kidding. He ain't messing around.
That's right.
When I was a kid, they were teaching us code words. Like if anything terrible happened to your family or something like that, and they send someone to go pick you up.
There was a code word.
There's a code word.
You know what my dad made my code word? Hello.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was so easy to steal.
He was making sure you didn't forget it.
Anybody could have told me.
I'm a good friend of your mom's, and she told me to,
Right.
I wish it would have been something cool.
Right.
Like Red Dawn, the code words on the radio were like, the chair is against the wall.
That's right.
Ron has a long mustache, or, but it was like green beans or something like that for me.
Right.
But, there was a video I saw not long ago in regards to, the vans and stuff like that, but about, these events where staged events, I'm talking, Harvest Festival, stuff like that, where afterwards there have been eyewitness reports of people going around in vans and collecting, in this video, they called it the harvesting, where it's basically you just go and pick up people who are alone or in the confusion and all the chaos. People can go missing and nobody knows what happens. And then it's later assumed that, something must have just happened to them in this situation. And so, that's something like, I don't know if that's true or not. But it's definitely something I'm going to be thinking about in emergency situations, because you have to.
And when you say staged, she means there might be an event that folks are going to, but there are some, other folks who have planned something terrible for that location.
Yes, I know exactly I know exactly what she's saying, and it's absolutely right. And I'll tell you what. Well, Ben, as I want to leave this one up, I better not go there. So I won't say that because I do want to leave this one up. But man, I could add a lot to that right now about the way people go missing and who gets them and all that kind of stuff nowadays. It has to do with the tunnels under the ground.
That's right. That's right. And I'm sorry if I pushed the limit on what was comfortable for you to say and leave up, but
No, you're good. You're good. I don't think that hurt at all.
We're always getting in trouble.
That's right.
I noticed last night, I wasn't in very long last night because I went to bed, man, I wasn't feeling too good. But I noticed y'all were showing a video that I thought, darn, I can't, it was a woman talking about, what was it now? I don't remember what the heck she's talking about, but it, with y'all, with you and Tiff talking, you stop, and then go on and stop and go on. But with stuff she was talking about and with y'all's commentary on it, the way I was looking at it could have gotten a bleep. I'll put it like that.
oh yeah, probably. We got a copyright, we get copyright claims and we don't really get guideline strikes, thank the Lord. But
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They give us warnings.
Yeah. I've gotten one of those, and that was, I said the C word, and I'm not talking about the bad C word. I'm talking about the, the virus word.
I know what you're talking about.
I say that all the time.
I call it the
Yep.
I got a warning over it. That was the stupidest thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I had 2 strikes. Well, the first one I fought it and won, so they removed it. And then not even a week later, I got another one, and I tried to fight that, and they're like, "Nah, no, screw you, it's sticking." All right, Butterfly. Much love, Butterfly.
Yeah. Good night, Butterfly.
Ed's killing it with the parodies here.
But you know what? It's got to where, with YouTube anyway, that I mean, you have to toe the company line to a T, and if you don't, well, I'll speak for myself. I mean, they nailed me so many times. I was trying my best to be careful on my last 2 channels. I mean, I thought I was being a really good boy. Then boom, I lost 2 channels. Almost. I think I did.
They change it every week too. It's like, okay, this week you can't say this, and then next week you can say what you couldn't say last week, and then the next week after that, it's like, well, we changed our mind. Now you can't say that again.
That's right.
It's like, what?
Okay, we were wrong. It was fake. And then they come back like 6 months later. No, just kidding. Everything is back the way it was. Forget anything.
Right. And that's the messed up part. They'll go back on videos from 6, 9, 10 months ago and strike you for it. And it's like, that was like 10 months ago. What?
Right.
And I'm getting in trouble for it now for something I said then.
Well, see, that's what they did to me. It's what they had to do to me because I didn't have not even a warning on one of those channels. I don't think I had a warning on either one of them, the last 2.
I remember the one channel. Yeah, it's like they didn't, no warning or anything. It was just there 1 minute, next minute your channel is gone. It's like,
yeah. So what they did is they went back and looked at however many they had to give me, 4 in a row, and boom, they were both done.
Yeah, there was a time there where they were looking specifically, and it's actually been a couple of times. Like, I don't know if you guys remember way back with the Jade Helm. I don't even know if I should say that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But they were looking for folks, and they were not looking like they were taking these channels out. Like they were just taking them out.
And they still are. You know what surprised me? I don't know if y'all were watching that night. This has been a couple of weeks ago. Steve might have been watching. I don't think any of y'all were. But anyway, I was just talking away there and mentioned something about, what the heck was it I mentioned? I don't know what I even mentioned now, but I got a copyright strike. But I never got an email for it. Nothing come up on my screen. I mean, I still look like, mine was showing us like it always had. Wasn't nothing came up on it, but V and everybody else in the chat was saying I wasn't there. That everything had stopped. And I thought, well, what the heck? And I checked and checked and checked. Everything was running just fine. I even went to my channel and checked, on YouTube. It was still running. So I came back and said, y'all messing with me or what? Well, by this time, it had came back. And they said, no, we can hear you now. Well, kind of find out it was a copyright strike or a copyright claim over something. I have no idea what, because I hadn't received an email. Wasn't nothing come across my screen.
It's happened to me. It happened to me when I was doing Music Mayhem. And that was the first and only time it ever happened. But yeah, it was weird because on the StreamYard side, we're still going. And then in the comments, it's like, oh, hold on, everyone, they'll be back. And we're like, what do you mean they'll be back? And they stopped the show for like 60 seconds or 120 seconds or something. I don't remember how long it was, and then all of a sudden we were just back. So they basically shut the show down.
Did it tell you it's getting a copyright?
No, that's what I mean. There's like no warning. We didn't even know it happened while it was happening. But then after the show, we did get the copyright claim or whatever. But
good night, beautiful. Kiss off.
They'll shut that. Yeah, good night, kiss off. But they will shut it down for like a certain amount of time, and then you just come back
what
on.
They done because, but it didn't. It on StreamYard, everything was fine.
No, yeah, on the street, yeah, because on the Music Mayhem, we're all on, just like this, and then we noticed chat, and we're like, oh, we're not on air anymore right now.
Well, what made me notice it was however many people were there when it happened, and I don't remember what it was. Let's just say 35, for instance. The last one I looked, then when I looked again, it was down to like 17. I thought, darn, what happened? And that's when I got to paying attention to the chat and everybody telling me, or saying that I had gone off. And I didn't go nowhere. I'm still here.
Right. That's what they were saying in mine. They're like, hold on, everyone. They'll be back in a minute or two. Like it's weird. They just paused the show, basically.
That's undoubtedly what they did. Because I just knew that I'd gotten another, the real McCoy strike that time. Mr. B says I get 5 to 9 claims every Monday night.
Yeah, with my karaoke shows, at least minimum 5 every time. And then once in a while it'll get it's can't be seen in certain countries, which is usually Russia.
Yeah, I didn't care about the copyright. I mean, that didn't worry me at all. I was just
but no,
first,
it's
I
just
thought I was being messed with,
Right. No, it's just that your show stops.
Yeah.
And you don't even know that it's stopped.
Yeah.
Because you're still going on the StreamYard side and you're like, what? What do you mean?
Exactly.
And then people watching don't know. So they're like, oh, I guess it's over. And then they just leave.
Yeah.
And then your view count.
Well, everybody that left thought that I had gotten a strike. Because, I was getting a few people in the chat. I do have my phone number. And so they were texting me saying, good night, whatever. I said, I ain't going off. I'm still on. I don't know what you're talking about. But, it was totally weird. About as weird as the night they gave me the warning. Right in the middle of my show. Right smack in the middle of it. Boom, it was gone. I hope everybody comes to Rumble because that's the only place I'm going to see it at. I didn't have a chance to tell anybody anything, because it was gone, just boom, like that. But a lot of people did come over to Rumble. So, but it's just the whole free speech thing that we think we've got in this country is not true.
Exactly.
Right.
When it comes to.
Isn't it funny though how anything I don't know, I hate doing that because it's like dividing, but anytime anyone really speaks the truth, it's, whoa, you can't say that. But then all these other channels that are just spitting all this garbage out there and bullshit, it's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they want to promote that.
Yeah.
They're trying to dumb us down.
Yeah, exactly. Dumbing us down. Yep.
Well, there are even conservative guys out there. At least they come off as conservatives. And I have very serious doubts about these people. They come off as conservative. They got these, not millions of subscribers, but hundreds of thousands of subscribers anyway. They can go on and say the same things that I say and do. They don't get a strike.
Well, yeah, because they're making money off them.
I don't know what the reason is, but I think they might be kind of in bed together or something. Because I mean, the people that run YouTube don't really need the money. Of course, they want it, but
yeah, right, because they're owned by the, you know. Careful talking about it. Don't want to get in trouble. Because there's a company, you know, it's like goggles. You know what I mean? On your goggles, and then somebody else owns them, and it's like one of the first things you teach your kids, A, B, C. You know what I mean? B. You know what I mean? I can't stand talking in code, man. There's 26 letters involved, you know.
That's exactly why I take mine down, Landon, because I can't talk in code. I tried it and I undoubtedly flunked. But I tell you what, when a lot of times when Steve's on with me, we do a lot of talking like that. When me and Chap are on, I mean, boy, believe me, we don't cut no slack. There, when Chap was coming on with me every night, or I always going on his channel, whatever. Now, I was a lot more careful when I was on Chap's than I was on mine, but I mean, shoot, man, on mine, we'd let it roll. Didn't matter what it was. And I'm not talking about dirty stuff. I'm just talking about the truth stuff.
Right. I love
no
that.
holds barred, not holding nothing back.
And I ain't going to. I mean, I've lost 5 or 6 channels now. However many, maybe 7. I don't remember.
Dang.
But I'm still on. And if they do it, well, I'll find a way to get back on again.
That's right.
Have they took any channels from y'all yet, Landon?
They took our main channel after the J6.
Really?
I was in the middle of a live stream, and I forgot what was exactly happening. But the live stream got cut off, and then my entire my YouTube channel, everything went away. Every video, you couldn't find the YouTube channel. When I tried to go to YouTube, it said that I'm no longer allowed to even make a YouTube account. That apparently somehow my IP address.
That's right. That's right.
Wow. And
I was waiting on you to say that.
and they kept it like that for 2 weeks.
Yeah. It was a rough 2 weeks.
Oh, it was
Landon
rough.
was down because,
It was
you know,
rough.
at that point, he had been covering the riot coverage live.
I was doing 12 and 14-hour streams.
Longer than that. I mean, there was one stream that was legitimately 16 hours.
Goodness gracious.
Just watching. I mean, we had people every night that were like, "Whoa, you're still live? I was watching you before I went to bed, had a full night's sleep, and just had breakfast," you know, like, and, you know, so, like, he had put a lot into it, and then they just took it all.
Yanked it all out from under you.
I think we were a little bit safe. I don't know. Like, I can't credit anything but God.
Yeah.
Because we
Hey,
had
bud.
a target audience shift in the middle of it, if you will.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I wonder sometimes what people think when they see how many subscribers we have versus our views, because it's way off. But that's because we were doing coverage, live protest coverage. And so we used to have like 16,000 people live in chat, no problem, you know.
Good Lord.
Yeah, like it was intense.
It's the most intimidating thing I've ever experienced, especially with the whole YouTube thing during the NF. Do y'all remember the NFCA in Louisville, Kentucky?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When they
Not
did that
Effing
march,
Around committee.
the not effing around people.
Yes.
And remember when Minneapolis was burning and Portland and stuff? Well, we were covering all that. And Landon was doing it before woke.net. Y'all remember that, where you could go and watch all the different live feeds that were on at one place or that were on at a time? Well, Landon was doing that before that website was a thing. I actually sometimes wonder if they saw his channel because, like, I'm not trying to be conceited, but Landon was the first person doing this that I had seen. And so At any rate, he was doing all these live feeds, and we would go live, and people would, we would have a few links pulled up, and we would just shift back and forth in between different views of different cities.
I wasn't very good at it. I was new at all of it.
And at the time, Mr.
The PT guy, the trucker guy.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm trying to think if I'm allowed to say GF's name.
Oh, George.
Yeah, Georgie had just passed, and so we were, at the time, like, we're pro cop. Don't get me wrong. Like I totally support the blue. However,
but we're also anti-establishment.
That's right.
And,
We're
we were in a
invasive.
peculiar position there where.
Right. So we shifted our audience, because at first we were like, whoa, this was wrong. They crossed the line. That man didn't deserve to die. And then we got more information, and we saw the cities literally burning.
Yeah,
and
that
like,
first night in Minneapolis, once I saw that first big building burning, I was like, whoa, this is,
right.
I am not okay with this. This is not good. This is bad.
So we basically had a change of opinion live on air, like not in one particular night, but over the span of, a few weeks, people could see that, oh, well, you guys aren't what I thought you were, and this, that, and the other. And so I don't know how we didn't all the way lose our channel. I really, truly don't. And then Landon just got completely burnt out of watching chaos night after night after night. Every waking hour was chaos.
It started to mess with my psyche, man. Like it definitely messed with my mood. It was like doing that. Like I would wake up and then, I would, use the restroom, whatever I had to do. And then I would be going live again, because it was literally that much going on.
Yeah.
Protests and riots and all that. It was essentially a war in Seattle. I mean,
oh yeah,
like a lower level, I mean, folks were showing up with guns and shooting folks. And I mean, that was a thing. I mean, they were fighting cops, and I mean, took over the town.
Oh yeah. Many towns.
Well, I've seen in several towns, at least in the southern part of the country, where that group you were talking about, the black group, they were being met by gigantic amounts of white people out there. I mean, because I guess the message was, hey, we're not letting anybody get away with this, and if we let you guys do this, well, then everybody's going to want to. And I'm not just talking about blacks. I'm talking about, if they'd let the black guys get away with it, then everybody that's a nut would have joined together, which is basically what they did later on anyway with the Black Lives Matters and all. So,
well, and that was another one that, like, all these things come out different on a different foot than what they actually are putting their weight on. So, NFAC or whatever. Like, when it came out, look, we're pro 2A. I have no problem with people owning any type of firearm. Like, I have no problem with that. Where we had an issue was when the leader was blatantly lying, stolen valor. We had an issue with, the negligent discharge. I think one of their first rallies, there was a negligent discharge, and like 3 people got hit.
That kept happening.
Yeah, it did. It did.
I mean, it's almost, a skilled person would have trouble hitting 3 people in one shot. I mean, like, it's almost comical how skilled of an unskilled thing that was.
Almost.
It was. And I don't know how many times that did happen. It was several times. I know that they didn't really have to have anybody to go after them. They were going after themselves.
Yep, that's right.
Or so it appeared.
And then we saw I think it was the McClowskis, those attorneys that lived in that area, and they defended themselves with their little pistols in their bad form. And those people, like, they were at those folks' door. You know what I mean? Like, they did not shoot anybody, but at that point, I feel like you should be allowed to defend yourself. Like, not, but like you should be able to have it out.
Can't do
and be
that
like,
these
hey,
days.
Look, I have this. Don't
if that had
closer.
happened, like in the 60s or something like that, well, number one, there wouldn't be live streams all around the house And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like, and I think Mr. B is right here. He says it was all scripted and paid for.
Oh yeah.
He said it
There's
was planned. Bricks don't
It
just
was.
show up, and
That's right.
and that's so true in so many situations. With it being live streamed like that, it's almost like it's like it's serious, but at the same time it's theater. So
Right.
like they're only doing it because of the live stream coverage or because of the notoriety and popularity that comes with this thing they're doing. And you know,
Hey,
I don't know.
The cops themselves were the ones supplying the bricks. I mean, they were driving the vehicles, and I mean, Chap and I showed this one night.
I was gonna say that
video
you
of
showed that video. I seen it on your channel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they open up their trunks and or getting them out of the back of a truck, and they had a tarp over the truck that rolled the tarp back and unload the bricks. I mean, it's, the cops. Everybody was in on it. It's just it was a complete setup.
Do you remember? I think was it in Portland? But basically, there was that ex-military man who was armed security.
He was
for
security
a news
for a
group,
news crew.
and he was taking them through kind of the front lines of it, if you will. And there was a squad car that was empty, but there was a gun in it. Like, I don't remember if
It wasn't just
shotgun.
one squad car. It was multiple. I thought it was either Portland or Seattle, but it was a big riot, middle of the day. We're talking fire, bricks. There were squad cars that had just been left alone, and they broke the windows out of it, and they got like literal, you know,
weaponry. Like, I don't remember if it was a rifle or a
it
shotgun.
was an AR, and I don't know if I can say.
But this guy that was the security, he went and disarmed this guy.
Yeah, he
walked up to him. He grabs it out his hand. The guy goes to fight back, and he's like, "What? What?" And the guy turns around and walks away.
Because it was a kid holding it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, you know, ultimately it was a kid that wound up. You were talking like it looked like a 16-year-old holding a, you know, AR-15 come out of a squad car.
Man,
and so,
but a seasoned Marine,
Right.
he had his carry piece on him, and he walked up on him, and he took it from him. It was really popular footage.
which was really a hero of a situation. Like, who knows what he saved just that one person from, what kind of trouble they say, you know, he saved them from getting into, let alone any victims they might have had. But the news crew that he was guiding turned on him, and basically
They did.
Because he was then trying to escort them out of the hot zone, out of the city, which was burning. And they left him. They said that they didn't feel safe with him. Like, he had totally disarmed, literally and figuratively disarmed the situation, and they made it seem like he was the bad guy. And that's when narratives really started changing.
It's like here in Texas, during all that, there was I believe it was Austin, and I could be wrong in the city, but could have been Dallas. But anyway, there was this guy sitting in his car. You know, they had the roads, Antifa had the roads blocked everywhere. You know, people couldn't get through. And so he was among everybody else, you know, just waiting to get on out of there. Well, he had a pistol with him. And one of the guys in the crowd comes walking up to the car with an AR-15, or with a rifle. I think it was an AR-15. And so the guy in the car, you know, he sees him coming. He rolls down the window, and the guy with the rifle takes it and points it at him. Well, he didn't have time to say anything. The guy sitting in the car, boom,
I remember
drops
that.
him right there in the middle of the street. Well, he was bought and paid for because the guy that was sitting in the car had video. I think he had somebody with him that was taking
I remember
video.
that.
But I mean, man, you know, somewhere along the line, you know, all the stuff.
Yeah, because that dude he's just walking around pointing gun at people. You can't do that. So the dude in the car was protecting him. It's like, dude, that guy's gonna point a gun at me. I don't know if he's gonna pull the trigger. I gotta protect myself. And yeah, I know exactly what video you're talking about. I seen that when it happened, or right after it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, the point is to me is that you know, people have a right to defend themselves. If you don't want to get unalived, well then don't be walking around doing stupid shit like that.
That's right. Play dumb games, win stupid,
Craig says he was an Uber driver.
That's right.
I mean, it's just so.
Yeah.
I
I remember that, what you're talking about. He was oh crap. He was supposed to be like in the middle libertarian, and he was like am I right? He was there and he was defending Black Lives Matter, but he had an AK with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that got shot had the AK.
Yeah. And the guy that shot him was previous Air Force, wasn't
he? He was had been in the military. I don't remember which branch, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure he's military. Yeah.
Yeah, F around and find out. That's what the summer of 2020 was all
Right.
about.
Yeah. Do y'all remember that guy that got like just absolutely disfigured by a skateboard? Like he was.
Oh, well, multiple people got disfigured because I thought you were talking about the store owner.
Yeah.
Who he was using a machete to defend his store, and then a group jumped him and then took the machete and then used it on him and tore him up bad.
Oh, nope, I didn't know that one. This was another store owner, and I think he had a baseball bat or something, and a group jumped him and started beating him with a skateboard, the chuck side, the truck side, whatever those are called, the wheels.
Dang. Yeah. I remember something about both of those, but not enough to. My mind's not real clear on either one of them, but I do remember hearing about both of them.
I got to run to the restroom.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Oh, he's on the not on that plane, are you?
Oh yeah.
You'll be landing here in a minute on a wet runway.
That's right, Mo. Mo said the number of people that died because of the riots will never really be known. That's right.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because they said that guy lived, the guy that I was talking about with the skateboard, and on the live stream, it didn't look like it was going to go that way. But God is good, and He is greater than So I don't know, but
no, Buff, I don't got to go this time. I snuck off a while ago. If I hadn't left when I did, I'd have had a very big stain on my pants right now.
I had to make an emergency landing.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm going to get me something to drink right quick. Y'all carry on.
See, we summoned Craig the Hunter. We talked about him long enough, and he appeared.
Man, I hope he didn't hear it when we were saying.
Yeah, don't hit the replay. Don't listen, Craig. Don't go back and listen. Whatever you do. But always good to see Craig the Hunter, my brother. Hey, Doc Danger Elves, aloha.
Doc Danger here.
Doc Danger Elves.
Oh,
Doc Danger Elves is looking lonely in the chat. They don't have
cutting grass. Yep. Louisiana, the second most favorite sport in Louisiana.
Let's see. Well, so when y'all coming to Hawaii to visit Steve?
I have wanted to go to Hawaii for so long.
Me
Here's
too,
my
and I've been
issue.
trying to get Steve to pay for my ticket, and he won't do it.
we're up to like $1.37. We're working on the fund.
We've been working on it for 2 years now, I think. We've got a whole $1.37, man. We ain't doing bad at all, are we?
That's right.
It's all interest rate.
I've wanted to go for something, but here's my thing. I used to fly all the time when I was skinny, and now that I'm bigger, I'm like, I just don't know if the plane can hold me anymore.
I'll bet they can figure out a way to fit you in there. You'd have to be awful big not to.
I don't know. I've seen those chairs.
Well, they could take the arm off of one, saw it off, nothing else. I mean, I'm just kidding you. I don't. And it just struck me as funny when you said that.
But for Doc Danger Elzo, I'm not sure what Saturday, but Doc Danger is planning on doing a road show on my channel in October. So,
I'm
just not sure which Saturday yet, but a Saturday next month, one of the Saturdays.
Well, I'll come in and see if I can't get him stirred up.
Oh, that'll be easy.
I know.
Yeah, Doc's a lot of fun.
That's for sure. Well, so Tiff, you're saying now Venus landing is capable of landing or landing. You're saying you couldn't get in the plane with him, or you wouldn't get in the plane with him, or both?
I would. I would trust him piloting. It's my issue because I've seen him drive. He's really good at driving, and I know that they're nothing alike, but in my brain they are. But it's weird to like not know your driver.
Well, I guarantee you, I'm a whole lot more safer driver now than I was back when I was in my 20s and 30s. Because back then, not only was I young and stupid, but I was drinking too, on top of being young and stupid. And I mean, not just drinking, but, drunk in a lot of cases.
The difference between singing and singing.
That's it. That's it.
There's drinking and drinking. There's two types.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Landon got it down there today, hasn't he? That describes me exactly, with the singing and the drinking.
That's funny. Singing and singing, drinking and drinking.
That's right.
Well, y'all got a live coming up tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I didn't even see, man. When the podcast goes so good, you lose track of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've been 2.5 hours and we're only supposed to go 2 hours, so that means it was a damn good show.
It was a dang good show.
And here, William ain't even here to give it its real.
He had to leave an hour early.
Or you had a woman up on panel and it took you a half hour to get a word in to say, hey guys, we got to wrap it up.
No, you were great. I love it when a woman's up here, because I love to get the other side of the story,
Well, that's the thing too. We go, if it were up to me, I'd be like, let's do like 6 or 7 hours, but keeping the time limit, so it's like gives you something to look forward to and gives you more to talk about, and
you have to cram it in there, quicker, harder, faster, however you want to say that. But what I want to be sure of is that I get to come up on you guys' show tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. So I
We're
just
very
want
much looking forward to it.
That's
And
in what,
Steve,
an
if-
hour and a half?
Yeah, but yeah, yep.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is lay down and try to catch a quick nap, because I still ain't feeling worth a crap. But
well,
I definitely plan on being on your show. So
That means a lot to us. And Steve, if you can come over, we'd love to have you up there. That'd be awesome.
And take your time, no rush. It
Yeah.
ain't no big deal. It's just kind of a, hang out, chat.
For once, we don't have it.
definitely. Okay. I have.
For once, we don't
I do
have
have to get
anything
a-
like planned.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? That's what we were actually talking. Before we started, I was telling Ronnie backstage that how I love your show, because you have it like planned out. You know what you're going to talk about. You have videos ready, and I love that. And then I said I love that for other people's, because if I had to do that, I'd be like, nah, it's too much work for me. But that's what I love about your show, because it's like organized.
Oh, does it seem organized?
I mean, dude, we don't have nothing planned. Me and Ronnie are just Sunday at 12:30 my time. 5:30 his time. It's like, yep, see you there. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know. Figure it out when we get there.
No, that's the real genius. We do ours the way we do because we we remember just enough about news that's going on to tell you half of the news and then pull up an article. So we're like, we'll just go ahead and pull up the article and then it'll seem like we know more, in comparison. So
I know exactly what you're saying. Hey, we're all pretty good at that when we have to be.
There's just so much going on. You can't be an expert in every subject. You can't it's
Right.
just exhausting and have a life. We've got a real life to tend to as well.
You know what? That's what I was saying earlier, Tiff. If I don't care if you had 50 people working for you and they all had a dozen ears and 40 eyes or whatever, you still couldn't pay attention to all the stuff that's going on nowadays.
Yeah.
And understand it anyway. I mean, it's impossible. Believe me. I mean, I'm on YouTube, Rumble, and Telegram, trying to keep up with everything, and every night people are still telling me stuff that I hadn't heard about. So,
yeah, I'm hearing new stuff all the time.
Which is why these type of streams are so necessary because the algorithms have us in our own YouTubes so much.
It's a tube just for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, I may never hear about the things that you hear about, and you may never hear about the things Steve hears about, and he may never hear about the things Landon hears. So, if we all kind of, can come together and
it's good to have a speakeasy, where we can, kind of chit chat about what you heard and what,
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly.
and where people understand that it's like, hey, I'm not coming out here as a subject matter expert. I'm coming out here as a regular Jane Blow who has just seen this scrolling through my Instagram or scrolling through my news feed or whatever, just like anybody else. And let's talk about it. Do you think this is real or not? Because I certainly don't trust the people writing it.
Right.
Well, that's exactly the way we all are, I think. Just you catch what you can and you tell what you can. And that's what I always say, or not always, but most time in my chat, I don't come on just to tell people things. I come on to have them tell me things. It's a two-way street.
That's right.
And I think that's where the beauty of the whole thing is, and with the chat and everything.
Because what's the point if you already know everything?
Right.
Right.
No, you're just gonna go out there and then what? Then you're gonna be, I'm right, you're wrong. If you don't agree with me, screw yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll go screw myself then.
Well, there's some things that when you know, and that's the only thing that when I ever say anything to anybody, a lot of times I know I come across as like I'm arguing or being hostile. I don't never try to be that way to anybody. I'm just trying to express what I know to be the truth, and a lot of times I'm taking the wrong way, but I don't never mean it that way.
Yeah. Passion to defend your discernment because it's like, no, I'm telling you,
Well, and sometimes I just want to have a balanced conversation. So, like, if Landon is arguing heavily to one side of the subject, I'll come in and argue the other side, just because I feel like, that's how healthy communication happens. It's how you can work through these things is by looking at both sides. But we have so many people that are so convinced that their side is infallible that they won't even look or hear what the other side has to say. But then we're proven wrong on a daily basis. And I don't mean we but like as humans, name me one person who hasn't been proven wrong at something,
Oh, for sure.
So
good point. Yeah.
Well, what made me really pay attention to you guys, Landon and Tiff, is when in Indie Stream, I know the first 2 or 3 times I saw y'all that I was up on the panel too, y'all were talking about the Bible and God and everything. And believe me, I was listening close because I love the Bible. I've read it, and no, I'm definitely not an expert on it by no stretch of imagination, but I'm not an idiot either. And just hearing you guys talk about it, I knew your hearts were in the right place, So that's kind of where it started for me. My respect for you.
Thank you. That's quite the compliment.
Yeah, we're definitely not experts either.
Yeah.
But
I know, and that's the kind of people that's, for me, it's fun to talk to, because that way you can wind up learning from each other.
That's right. That's right.
What's up, B-Dog?
That's like with rescue, like we may not agree with everything that he says, but we certainly take in what he's saying into consideration because of his, expertise or life experience, whatever you will, and combine that with our own experiences.
Yeah. Well, if we all agreed with everything anybody said, well, that'd be kind of showing your stupidity there, because if you're a human, you're going to be wrong sometimes. This is how there is to it.
Yeah, we're fallible.
Exactly.
Not infallible.
And I find a lot of times we're at a place where we just kind of have a love of argument. We just want to, not everybody, but I'm saying there are people out there who are just contrary and contentious. Yeah, just like that's where they get
I can't stand it.
some level of satisfaction. And so if you can control your emotions long enough to like hear them out, you'll find a lot of times you're making the same argument. They just want to say it in their own way because that's, it may be, I don't like to label, but like it may be a narcissistic tendency. It doesn't mean they are narcissistic, but it could be a narcissistic tendency. It could be a number of things. It could be, insecurity that makes them feel like they need to be right, or it could be all kinds of different things. But if you just hear each other out long enough, you usually find middle ground.
Exactly.
That's so true. I've had that argument or conversation or whatever you want to put it, but in the end, it's like, I'm like, that's exactly what I was saying, just different words.
Yep.
It's like, so we were agreeing the whole time, but we were arguing the whole time about agreeing on the same thing, basically.
Well, one place a lot of misunderstandings come up, at least on here, is and in chat, is when I don't care who you are, when you're typing something in chat, and I'm just as guilty of it as anybody. You can type one thing in and mean it one way when the person's reading it takes it a completely different way.
Yeah, that's the English language.
It's how one person's mind operates this way, and you're both saying the same thing, but or it may not even be the same thing, but you just get all sideways over nothing.
Yeah,
you could say one thing, and someone could be saying it in a funny way, which I'm sure is super funny, but then you could read it in a really bad way, and then if you step back and look, you're like, I can see how that.
That's
could be
one
good
thing
and
with
bad.
written communication or text communication is I've seen that my whole life. People will
body language is like 70%. I could be wrong. I think I am wrong, but it's a large percent of communication. And that totally goes unnoticed. And then it leaves room for you to project. So like, in those times that you're reading something that should be seen as funny negatively, you might be in a situation where you're feeling tense, such as being alone on a live stream, reading comments, and you've, made yourself vulnerable, sharing an opinion that maybe not everybody is okay with. And while you stand by what you said, you also don't want to upset anybody. And so when you read a comment, you're projecting.
Oh, you nailed it right there. I mean, as far as I'm concerned anyway, because that's exactly what I try to keep from doing is
I
try to get my point out hopefully without upsetting anybody, and it's hard to do.
But because of that, you may project a little bit of anxiety when you're reading something. So they may have said, like, hey, look out, you got, I can't think of anything on the top of my head. I'm not that witty, but they may have said something in love or meant as funny, and you're taking it the worst way because you're vulnerable and nervous.
Yep, exactly.
Whereas when you're in the chat, you know, with no face, no voice,
you're chilling.
Right. And I don't mean no voice. I didn't mean that callously. I just mean that, you know, you got less skin in the game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a whole lot harder being up here, you know, on the screen than it is than what most people think.
Yep.
You know, I didn't think it would be that hard when I first came on shoot, man. It took me a long time to get used to being, and I still ain't totally used to being on here, but I'm, you know, it's, you know, a person has to come up and try it to see.
You're one step ahead of me though, Ronnie, because you can still do it by yourself. I don't think I've ever done a show where it's just me. Or if it is just me, I'm awkward.
Well, but you got Nina there too, though. So that's a, you know what?
Right.
If my wife's still here, I'd have never got on YouTube to start with. So, you know, I don't know. To me, I would much rather have my wife. But you know, I'm just saying, you know, it's just the way it worked out. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night there, and it's about what, an hour and 15 minutes now till y'all's live landed.
Yes, sir.
Hour and 15, yep. And let's
So
see.
Everybody be sure and drop over to Landon's and Tiff's tonight. Unspecified podcast, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It was awesome being up here, Ronnie.
Yeah, it was a good hangout.
Steve, it was awesome hanging out with you.
No, it was awesome, and thank you for coming up.
Absolutely.
I'm actually going to pin the link for your guys' show real quick, and I'll put it in chat again.
And thank y'all for inviting us. That's a good time.
Well, you know what? I really didn't think you'd do it because you had yours coming up tonight. But you know, you don't know unless you try.
Yeah, couldn't say no. I was like, well, heck no, I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna go hang out.
I'm glad you did, brother.
Yeah, so everyone make sure I put it in both chats and I pinned it on mine, but everyone make sure to go click on that link and hit the notification and hit the like.
I pinned it on mine
see
too.
everybody
right
over there.
If I'd thought about it, I'd have done this earlier. Wrong thing.
I just thought of it too, but yeah, I didn't.
Well, thank y'all. I mean, we really appreciate it.
Because that'll be another damn good show.
It sure will.
Yeah.
Bring your own conspiracy theory.
What Devil Dog said right there? Happy Constitution Day, everybody.
That's right.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Ronnie, have a good nap. Steve, we'll see you in just a little bit. Babe, enjoy your supper.
Yep.
Thanks.
I've been sitting here with a plate of food in front of me.
Well, we'd known that we went off 30, 40 minutes ago, Landon.
Uh-oh. You know what? Real quick, Landon, before you leave, because yeah, Mr. B said that and I clicked on it and it's not working either.
Uh-oh.
It says this video isn't available anymore.
That's what it said when I clicked on it. That's what I was going to say.
What the hell?
Hold on, I'm gonna try again.
YouTube assholio. YouTube assholio.
We'll drop it in there again, Landon. Let's try it.
Right. I wonder if thanks, Mr. B, for pointing that out. Because
I saw it. I thought I clicked
earlier
on the wrong link.
when he first put that link earlier, I clicked on it and I hit the like button and hit the notify me, so I know it worked when he originally put it in there. And then I just copied the link again and reposted it.
How did y'all do this, Landon? Did you? I got a link though from Indy, so never mind.
See if this.
Okay,
works.
that one works. All right.
Okay.
That one works. Let's see. So
certainly did.
It's already up to 19 likes.
What?
Yep. Up to 19 likes.
Okay, so let me go back and put it in. Repost it in mine.
Oh, Mad Shad gave you like a what do you call that? Like a cheers. What do you call that? A toast.
A toast. Oh, cool. Skull.
Yeah.
Skull.
Very cool. All right.
Nice.
And by the way, I just got to give my man Buffering here the credit for most of the videos I show on my channel are courtesy of Buffering. I mean, he is a video procuring fool. I mean, the dude can send some videos, and I don't think he can. And most of them are darn good.
Yeah, they
that
are.
Boy good.
He is. I mean, I do come up with a few, but you know, the thing of it is if when I watch the ones that Buffering sends me, then I haven't got time to go look for any myself. You know, plus I like his, so what's the point?
Yeah.
So it all works out pretty good. So thank you, Buff.
Yeah, thank you, Buff. That's awesome.
All right,
So anyway.
we better get off, or you ain't gonna have a chance to get a nap.
That's right.
Any final thoughts?
I forget that every time.
Landon and Tiffany.
Go do and don't worry, y'all. A lot going on, but he is greater.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, my final thought would always be pray, and pray some more, because I honestly think things are going to get very, very tough before they start getting better.
That's right.
And we can't lose hope. If you lose hope, well, then the bad guy has won. And I mean, the guy that most people think's got horns.
Yeah. We can't control what's going on or what's being thrown at us, but we can control who we go to and how we react. And you know, that's really what, you know, in a serious situations, that's what really matters is how you choose to react, and ultimately who you choose to go to. You know what I mean?
And don't forget, you can do you know, a fair amount of, you know, emergency not survival, but more emergency gear shopping at the dollar store. So like rope, tape. I'm not saying it's the best of the best, but for everyday things that don't require the best of the best, which is what takes up most of your supply, it's good enough and it's on the cheap.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Be as prepared as you can for anything and everything that you could think of and that you can afford to prepare for. And outside of that, I don't know what else a person could do. Outside of all those things.
Yeah.
What's your final thought, Steve?
Mine is what I always say, is I just hope that everyone has a beautiful morning, beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, a beautiful evening, a beautiful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. And most importantly, God bless.
Absolutely. Couldn't say it better myself. And everybody in the chat, thanks to all you guys for watching. We appreciate the heck out of y'all. And hopefully we'll see y'all all tonight on
tonight on Landon. And yeah, everyone make sure you hit the notify me and the like button.
Absolutely.
And next Sunday, every Sunday, same time. Me and
That's
Ryan.
right. Yep, we'll be on Steve's channel next week.
Awesome.
So we'll see all you guys tonight. Hawks, what's up, Hawk? Good to see you, brother. Nope, wrong
brother.
one. Keep getting the wrong one there. Good to see you, Hawk. But anyway, I'm gonna take us on out of here if y'all ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks,
See y'all all later. Love you guys. See y'all later on tonight.